Okay, we are back. We're missing a few folks tonight, but we are going to trudge on through. We have a couple of folks that are working the local Wicked production, which is exciting. And hopefully they will be back with us the next time we meet. But let's go ahead and get started. So the last time we were together, you all began the adventure at the castle at Argynvostholt, where after meeting Vladimir Horngood and Sir Godfrey, Shoshana was reunited with her shield of the Silver Dragon. As you were preparing to rest, a rider came upon Argynvostholt, and you later found out that that rider was none other than Esmeralda. Can't say it right. I'm struggling tonight. Esmeralda d'Avenir, who was being pursued by some Vistani. After a diplomatic confrontation at the front door that did not result in any kind of blows, you find out that Esmeralda is a protege of von Richten, who is, you've learned, hiding around the countryside as Rictavio, and that she was expecting to find him with you. She did offer some aid and support to Ireena, who is still somewhat afflicted by her bite from Strahd previously, and so you all made your way back, or not back to the tower that you've passed a couple of times, never really investigated, where she had her wagon hidden so that she could get the things that she needed to help Ireena and also help you all move forward into the countryside to perhaps find where von Richten has gone. Along the way, you did have a few random encounters that involved some fighting and some people seeing themselves in a coffin that was one of those mystical kinds of illusions that have not been uncommon since you've been here in Barovia. Making your way all the way to this tower up on the Lake Baratok. You see that it's out on sort of this isthmus, if you will, where there's a causeway leading out to it. You get out there and try to discern how to get into the place. And after a couple of mismatched tries, you had a little bit of lightning damage to at least one or more of you. And finally, it was the visitor from another plane that looked at the puzzle on the door and said, "Hey, those look like dance moves." And being an accomplished student of the choreography, was able to nail those dance moves, and the door opened. And that is fundamentally where we left you. Now, when you arrived, Esmeralda went into her wagon. She crawled underneath it because she had booby-trapped it so that it would not fall into the wrong hands. She did come out and have some conversations with you all, but y'all haven't really discussed anything that might be in her wagon. or not. And you have not really explored inside the tower. We kind of left it there. So tonight, Gunloda will be run by Shane, who's also running Jack. James will be running both Harlan and Quill. Berta will be running Sash and Rain. And Wendy, as usual, will be running Iggy and Paul Hamilton, the Fey Opossum. The third. And I'll do all the NPCs. So, you all find yourself standing outside the tower. A door is open. There's light shining in, I suppose, from the outside to the inside, such as there is light in Barovia. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to talk to Esmeralda. She said she's got a variety of things in that wagon she's got, and I would, the thing that I'm looking for right now, and I know this is weird, but do you have like a pinch of sulfur in there?
Again with sulfur.
Well, let me take a look. And she opens up the door to the wagon, and you can kind of see that as it kind of comes open, all kinds of things. You see a trunk, you see a stove in there. She's got like a stove pipe that comes out of the top, and you can kind of glance in as the light goes in, and she's got things hung on the walls in there that are kind of indicative of things that she might need at different pieces. So she's got, like, you see things that are clearly like something she might use if she was climbing. You see different sets of clothes as if she had to take on different personas. You see a kit that you might recognize as either a healing kit or even a kit that might be one of disguise. Perhaps both. You see copper pans, pots and pans. You see a number of manacles, as well as a shovel. And then you kind of see her moving over to a wooden chest. And as she opens up the wooden chest, it kind of looks like one of those, tropey kind of treasure chests that you might see on a pirate movie or something. But as she opens it up, the interior curvature has got like shelves in it that have little bottles that are in the hole, so that even as they go face down, they don't fall out, and the tops don't pop off. They're kind of angled in such a way as if, by very meticulous design, this was designed to hold a lot of things. And you see her kind of tinkering around, and she pulls out this little this little glass vial, I should say, and in it there's a powdery substance, and she kind of gives it a sniff and goes, nope, that's not sulfur, and she puts it back. And then you see her kind of dig a little bit further in, and then finally she pulls out another one, and she opens it up and goes, oh yeah, that'll clean your sinuses right out. That's usually what I use it for. And she goes, I think this is what you need. And she hands it over to you and says, how much of that do you need?
I just need a little pinch of it, if that's all right.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
Gold for it, or, oh well, thank you.
No. We're look. It's apparent to me that y'all are here on the same mission. If we're going to help each other, then we're going to help each other.
I agree.
Unless you're not telling me the truth.
Nope. I'm here. So, and if you just want to knock a little bit into my palm, that's all I really need.
And so you kind of see her pull it out and just kind of go tap tap, and you just see just a little bit of few granulars. Kind of like a pinch of salt might fall into your hand.
Yep. And I've got my little poucho of components. And open that up and just shake that off into there and cinch it back up.
Because you were in there with her, you noticed that the wooden trunk has got claw marks. And you see a battle axe, a flail, a morning star, and a light crossbow. And you see silvered crossbow bolts hanging from... sort of like, have you ever seen those movies like when they open up their closet and they have all their weapons in the closet and like, shh, 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 It's kind of like that, only it's those kinds of weapons, but they all appear to be, silvered in nature. So yeah.
That's it.
Would Jack be smart enough to know what silver's used for?
You're welcome to make a history check as Jack.
And I will say, that is an impressive collection that you've got there.
So is it the 9 or the 12?
It's 12.
It's 12.
Sometimes sometimes it double clicks.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure I knew which one you were going for. So 12. I mean, Jack's like, he probably doesn't know exactly what they're used for, but because he's not from this place, but he says something like, with a 12, he probably says something like, I've read books about, or no, he wouldn't even read a book. I've heard stories about, silvered weapons being used against werewolves or something.
Yes.
So you said that Jack wouldn't know because he's from this area, and I'm trying to think of like something that Southerners do that Northerners just don't, or like use a different material for something, and we don't understand why.
I mean,
I don't get
I was
grits.
gonna say-
Grits are disgusting. I can't. You're eating wet
frying
sand.
everything.
You're eating wet sand, and I don't understand why.
Your obsession
Why
with
you
frying
willingly eat
things.
this.
It took about 10 years, but Chris finally found a recipe with grits that I like.
I've been here almost 20 years now, and I still don't understand it. Still don't get this sand, water.
And Wendy, I'll put the waistline of anybody from the south side of Chicago up against the waistline from anybody from southern Alabama. Okay, I'm just saying.
It's all of that really deep dish like pizza.
With apologies to people from Alabama and Illinois.
You know what's really funny? I'd recently learned that Jets here makes Detroit-style pizza, and I've been to Detroit well enough to know that we don't make pizza like that, like at all. So I got really confused when they said that.
So, that's what Jack would know.
Right.
So now what would you like to do? And she's kind of organizing some things. You see her.
Right. And I was like, that is an impressive collection of weaponry you've got there.
Oh, this is just for the local riffraff of werewolves. Let me show you this. And she opens up another box, and you see like sharpened wooden stakes and little holding patterns that are designed for her serious prey.
Now, that is a beautiful thing you've got there.
And that's actually down kind of in the lower part of that trunk, because you lift it up and there's like vials up top, and then you see like a little quadrant with the spikes sitting up, so to speak. You would also see like a steel mirror hung there, as well as something that looks like just water. So
Might that be blessed water?
could be.
Has Jack properly hit on Isabel yet?
Well, if Isabel ever shows up, we'll find out. But Esmeralda,
Esmeralda, yeah, that's what I meant. Have I properly hit on her yet?
I think Esmeralda got hit on plenty by Iggy and Gun Load Hill last time.
I think that Jack made a move, or did he? I can't remember. I would have been the one doing
A lot
it.
of people did.
Yeah.
Can I just roll a charisma now to make it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can.
I mean, can Iggy punch him?
Well, I wanna roll to see if he, see if.
What do you think? Like performance or just a straight charisma?
Oh, charisma's fine.
You muted.
Was that like a nat 20?
No, it's a dirty 20.
Oh, a dirty
Sorry.
20.
If I click out to my web browser, I am no longer clicked on Zoom, and my spacebar doesn't work anymore.
Understood.
This is why I have 3 monitors at home, so I don't run into this error like ever.
Understood. And just for reference, Shane is back at the game store with a bunch of people in the back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So with the 20, I mean, what does he do? I mean, you've rolled the charisma check. What does he do? Say Pepsi, Coke, beer, Arnold Palmer. She's getting a drink for somebody. I'm just trying to throw her off because we're still in her head. She can hear us.
Yep.
He ordered a ginger ale, thank you, and I have no idea what you said outside of that.
So I said, so you rolled a 20, a dirty 20, which is a good roll, better than her roll to resist your charisma. But what does he do? I don't want to make it up for you. I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks.
Listen, I've been working really hard, okay?
You're like Melanie Griffith in Working Girl.
I'm going to come back to that because I have a customer, so I'm going to think about what Jack does.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. We'll hold that off. So Esmeralda's organizing some stuff before Jack comes over, so this is still going on. And so she's just kind of been showing you guys, just really you, James, or Harlan, unless anybody else is in there with you. You're just kind of looking at her inventory, and you realize that this wagon is built for a singular purpose. And there's a reason why she kept it hidden.
Yeah, this is a, what is the, is it, what's the movie? This is a very dangerous RV.
Stripes?
Yes.
Yeah,
and an RV, yeah.
And she says, yeah, that's why I had to booby trap it. If somebody had run across this, it would have blown up.
Oh, and that makes perfect sense to me. This is again, I have to say, this is an amazing array of weaponry. I think we're definitely on the same path here.
It's been kind of hard to come by, but it gets the job done. It's helped me keep some people clear of some of these things, and there's lots of weird things around here anyway. So why'd you roll up on this tower here? Is there stuff that you want to? Well, this is
inside?
Well, no, this is where I would have expected Von Richten to be. This has been a place that he's used on and off for the years, and when I heard he was back, I thought, well, I'll start with some of the known haunts, this one's just enough off the beaten path, and people kind of leave it alone as a derelict tower that it's a good place for him to kind of get a beat on things. And he's kind of, I assumed he was a creature of habit, and I guess I should know that his real habit is not being consistent. That's probably why he's survived so long. So but I knew it was a safe place to put my wagon. I'm a little obtrusive when I roll into town and with that thing, as you can imagine. So I look for spots that I don't think are going to be stumbled upon accidentally, where I can at least get out and check out the countryside, which is how I stumbled upon you all. I was, as I said, had been with those Vistani, and then I got wind that there were some strangers around, and I just figured that was Von Richten style. Rictavio, I know I keep saying we should stick to that till
we all
do. Yeah. Anyway, so that's why I was here.
So while she's doing that,
and remember the last time that Iggy flew up around the tower as well and did a little bit of reconnaissance. Sorry, go ahead.
So while she's doing this, I'm gonna I've got my insight, so I'll just go ahead and roll on that.
Sure.
And that ends up with a 14. Just sort of, it's the inside thing is just like, does it feel like she's the body language and so on? She's telling us the truth. All of this feels like, all of this matches, but I just want to make.
No,
sure
that's fair. Yeah, no, you get the sense that at the very least she believes what she's telling you.
All right, cool. So I'm going to say when she's doing that, I'm like, well, let's have a look inside that tower then. Do you think is there other stuff that sort of hangs out inside this? If he's not around, it looked pretty well sealed up, but is there something we might want to watch out for?
Like bats.
Well, it's been a while since I've been here and been inside the tower. I do know that there's an elevator in there that's got these.
Wait, I don't know this word. Elevator.
Well, it's really more of a lift. If you step on it, and there are these four, if I recall right, there are these four statues. There's a ancient Barovian word that they use. It's called golem.
Oh.
And
Very ancient word for that.
these golems, they won't attack you, but I wouldn't attack them.
Do they want fish?
Different golem.
And
Golem, not a golem. Yeah.
and they if you say up, they'll take you up one level at a time.
That sounds pretty slick. I like that.
So
like instead of stairs, you can go up that way?
there are no stairs.
Oh.
It's the only, I mean, it's not you look at it and you see it's not a very wide tower. So, I mean, it's like the center shaft is sort of like there's a chain based system. And she goes, it's my understanding that this tower once belonged to a magician that was part of these lands back before the bad times. And you've already seen the wizard's name because it was on the moniker of the doorway. Kazan was his name.
Kazan. Yep,
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah. So, and it's still on the doorway. It's not like it disappeared. And he was the one that kind of set up the puzzle and all that stuff.
All right. Y'all, so we might find Rictavio in here. We might also find maybe some other stuff that might help us find him, do you figure? Or
Like bats.
could be bats, could be something else.
Could be smoky dragons. You never know.
Let's
Smoky
hope not.
Dragons?
Smoky dragons.
So is there? I mean, well, at least we'll know if he's here or not, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I couldn't really tell if there were people in there when I flew up there, but
And Esmeralda's good for that, right? Like, hey,
Now, I will tell you there is if you kind of walk around the tower, you will notice that there is some rickety scaffolding on the outside that you could scale the tower from the outside, but they're kind of rotten.
I don't want to take fall damage. So. Because we still haven't had a long rest yet.
no, we did.
Do you need some cooking? Need some help?
Did y'all take a long rest
We did. No, we did.
after the
I guess my
battle?
hip-
Yep.
I think
Yep.
My hip
No, we're
points-
all fired back up. Yes.
The battle, even after the
You're-
battle in the streets?
I think I'm down 4 points.
Oh, right, because the bats and such. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I should.
I don't think it was bats. I think it was something else. But
No,
yeah.
it was. I think there was bats.
Well, there were bats.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Iggy's down a little bit.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah.
Just silence.
But we had a long rest before that.
Yes.
didn't we?
Do you need healing?
Who?
You?
Yeah, I probably do. I don't know if I can heal myself with these, but I never use.
How far are you down?
Stick. Not bad.
Well, I'm at max is 43, and I'm at 36.
So down 7.
Yes, that I don't want to do math. I had a quiz yesterday. Give me a break.
I'll give you 5.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't want to do
lay
math
hands
today
on you
either.
and your hit
Okay.
points go up by 5.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Just double check. I'm looking at the encounter builder from last time. None of our NPCs are down.
Okay.
So.
Chris is not either. Rain is not.
Okay.
Right.
So.
Yep. All right, y'all. Shall we head on in and see if we can find Rictavio?
Sure. Don't see why
Alright.
not.
Shall we wait until Jack rejoins us?
I think that
Or
we
just move on?
Yeah, let's just move on. And
Okay.
Because
All right.
I don't know what's going on. It sounded like there was a lot of folks in the store.
It did sound like that. All right.
Yeah.
Away we go. Onward and upward.
So I'm not going to worry about a marching order quite yet.
That's good.
So we'll just kind of do this singularly, and then if we kind of get into something that we need to kind of sort that out, we will.
Okay.
So, you go in the door, and there's a flagstone floor, and it's strewn with debris. And there are a number of old crates that are near the east wall. There's a torn curtain to the south that partially obscures the tower vestibule.
And we're coming in from what direction?
Great question.
Thank you.
I would say that you're kind of walking to the northwest into this building.
From
Actually, you know what? Let me take a quick look at something here.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this. You probably don't see it, do you? There you go.
Not yet.
Yeah. So
Oh, there we go.
you're
Yeah.
facing north.
Okay.
And evidently I made everybody the right size except for Jack.
Wow.
Oh, where is Jack? See Jack there. Oh, I see why. Kind of hidden off the beaten path.
There it is.
Literally.
Oh my gosh.
Tiny dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
Looking
well, it's
through
because
again.
these maps are, but I have to, getting everybody to scale is always an issue.
I mean, you're just showing his true age.
Exactly. So let me.
So what's going on, guys?
So I'm going to move the door.
We're going into a tower, and there might be bats.
Yet again.
Freaking bats.
Bats. Why did it have
I
to
love
be
Halloween.
bats?
They're freaking
Yes.
bats.
Halloween.
It was somewhere around Barstow near the edge of the desert when the drugs began to take hold. Where did all these bats come from? Yes.
Okay. So
I was making a reference to Vine, which I don't think Wendy's old enough to remember.
Well, and Hunter Thompson, yeah.
the Johnny Depp version or the real version?
I was going with the novel, so yeah.
Fear and Loathing and Barovia. Yeah.
That's where we are.
Okay. So, like I said, y'all can see that, I believe you can see in there.
Yes.
Okay. So we go back to our descriptor. So you see the flagstone floor. You've got the south partially obscures the tower vestibule. There's a 5-foot square indentation at the center of the floor that contains 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similarly sized hole in the rotted ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues.
If I can ask, does everyone else have half of this in black?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just
no,
making sure.
we have the dynamic lighting on. So do you see any? What do you not see? Just out of
I
curiosity.
literally see what would be considered an eye line into the thing.
Yep, that's exactly what
It's
you.
like just a strip. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you should see. Basically, this is also. Let me move your character. You can move your character. Like if I put your character here, Does that change?
Not yet. And I can't move Hal for whatever reason.
And I have control over Quill.
That's weird.
Oh.
You should be able to move him.
Sash wants to kind of take a
Oh,
look
I can move Iggy, which is weird.
up and
I'm trying. Oh yeah, that makes sense because I'm moving him and then you're moving him.
I cannot move him, Loda.
But I can't move Hal. That's just funny.
That is funny.
I can move Quill though.
Well, let me just.
We can all move Quill.
Are you logged in as James?
I am logged in as James. I should be. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna. I pulled you out, and then there you should be able to move him now.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Where is Paul Hamilton? Paul Hamilton, my child.
Nope, still move Quill. Still can't move Hal. That's bizarre.
That is weird. I don't understand.
I don't either. Let's see.
That's okay. I mean, this is just more for the purpose of.
Yeah. I mean,
Paul Hamilton got stuck in the shadow.
poor Paul.
Okay.
Okay, so
But there we go.
You're
yeah,
on-
there it is.
you're on the
Bunch of stuff.
you're on the first floor. I'm gonna move Hal over here for just a minute so I can look at his.
Nope. Now I've got him. I've got him.
Okay, he might have just been tucked behind somebody and you couldn't see him. You were grabbing the wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of layer on some of these. So I'm gonna move Ismark and Ireena sort of over here for now, and Esmeralda as well, just to kind of keep them out of the way, and then I'll pull them in as they narratively need to be there. Okay. So y'all are there. She's already told you that they're golems or golems. However, it's like pecan. I don't know.
Tomato. Well, I was just doing that for Wendy just to separate the raw fish-eating creature from the Jewish traditional. Yeah. Oh, and that's her wagon. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So we can.
So it just sort of gives you the lay of the land of, I wanted to also give you a scale. You can see the scaffolding that's kind of to the west that I was describing a few minutes ago. So just wanting to give you a little bit of a view as to what you might see here.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it looks pretty rotten there.
Yep. All right. So, well, y'all, let's head inside and see what we can see.
Okay.
um,
Let's hope we don't get eaten by bats.
Who's gonna go in first?
Well, the elevator is a 5-foot space. So if you're going to use the elevator, you have to go one at a time.
One at a time.
Well, there aren't any stairs, right?
Correct.
And there's room to fly up?
You can fly up from the outside, but you were not able to get in it from the outside.
Okay, so we're just gonna have to go one at a time.
Yeah.
I will absolutely not go alone, and I will put good Loda on my shoulders.
I can send Paul Hamilton in with you.
All right. Well, now that you're back,
Sash will go if she needs to.
Well, at some point we need to resolve the whole charisma thing, but we won't worry about that right now. Okay. So,
So I'm willing to go on in.
okay.
And we've got those boxes. So the golems look like pretty much as Esmeralda had described them. It sounds.
Yeah, they're just clay statues.
Yeah, holding the.
Yeah, they're like this.
Right on.
They're like they're if you had ever been to the terracotta soldiers in China, they might remind you a little bit of that. Like you don't see how they could possibly move, so that there is something, mystical about them, perhaps.
And yet they're holding that shit right there. So
yes, they are.
All right.
Because they're not terracotta, they're clay, and there's a difference, semantically speaking.
So those chains, they're holding them, right?
Yeah.
And they disappear up into the ceiling.
Yes.
And they sort of come back down, or we see other chains. Could be the same chains.
I mean,
assuming.
yeah, you would.
And then grab those four corners. So we could send Paul Hamilton scampering up those internal chains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could.
Could.
That's a good idea.
I'm not sure that Storm could handle the chains, but but Paul certainly could. But I'm also looking at these.
Just remember, you could never break the chains.
You know, that feels,
listen to the wind blow.
It feels like a rumor. I could maybe break the chain. Okay.
Here you go again. You say you want your freedom.
So these boxes that we're seeing there. So there's the stuff that's busted out, right?
Yeah.
That's to our west.
Yep.
And that looks like, does it look like, so we've got those boxes on the east? Does it look like there's busted up boxes there, or does it look like busted up furniture? Can we get a sense of what that stuff is?
So you get the feeling that although this tower is here, it's been here for a long time, and it's slowly in a state of decay, and so a lot of what you see around you is debris, like part of the ceiling has fallen down, and you can tell that this has been here for quite some time.
All right. And those other boxes there to the east of us, those are new then, or?
No. They've been there for quite some time. They just haven't totally decayed, but they have a little bit of visible mold on them. There's a musty, mildewy smell because you are across a causeway onto this little small island.
Right on. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of curious. And so who all is now come inside there? Because we've got
Josh walked in.
Okay.
Iggy's in there, as well as Paul Hamilton.
Ismark's in there. Esmeralda's in there, and she's...
The Avengers have assembled.
Yes.
All right, so...
Fair to say.
Except most of them are dead at this point.
Yeah, I know.
I only snapped my finger once. Gunloader would be in there, yes. And I think Jack said something about going first. I don't know.
I would imagine different brains.
I am not going first. Loda is on my shoulders because I am not going alone.
And Rain is in there.
Okay, so we have filled up the space. Like, y'all want to... do y'all want to, bust open these boxes here? Maybe to see if that something that Rectavio was left? Or you want to send, Paul Hamilton up these chains and see... So how many levels do we think are on this thing?
Well, you would know just from the survey of outside.
Right, okay.
There's about 4 levels.
4 levels. We want to send this sweet little possum up there and see what we got.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
So we'll just send him up first and then see what's going on.
If Paul Hamilton dies, it's your guys' fault, not mine.
From what I have experienced with Paul Hamilton so far is this little boy comes back to us, so
he's got the boomerang feature.
He's a sweet little dude. I'm gonna go over and get a little scratch behind his ears.
I can't make a scrittering noise. Sorry.
That's okay.
Was that Paul Hamilton's laugh?
No.
Something like
Just
that.
just get scratched by there.
Right now, I'm thinking of the guy from Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah.
You mean Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
They both made that sound.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So Iggy, you want to send this little dude up and see what he can tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. And then Iggy does the shoulder thing, and then her eyes go white as they do Paul Hamilton's eyes.
And Paul Hamilton, who has just sort of been sniffing around as you kind of come in, it's kind of like, you working with some sort of robotic. All of a sudden, it's like he zones in on where you want him to go, and so he skritters over to the chain that's closest to him, and begins his little ascent up the chain, and there's just enough room for him to kind of squeeze through, and he is currently on par with the second floor. There's a square hole in the middle where the lift would come up and the chains continue on up. So assume he's about 10 feet away from you. We're going to assume that there was like an 8-foot ceiling and that there's some distance between the floors. So he's up there now. What do you want him to continue to climb, or do you want him to investigate anything on this floor?
What can you see on this floor?
Let me just double check something here. Trying to remember if we gave him dark vision.
So I thought we all
He
had dark
does, yes.
vision.
He has
Yes.
blind sight, dark vision, and tremor sense.
Okay, thank you. I see it now. I had to refresh.
So, does everybody have dark vision but me?
I think
Am
so.
I the only person? Even the fucking
Well,
boss
but I
who has
thought- but I
dark
thought-
vision
I
and
thought he
Got
made-
the dark
Rain made
glasses.
goggles. Rain made goggles.
That's right. Okay.
He's got the goggles.
All right, so
Do
that's
I have
fine.
dark vision? I think I probably have dark vision. I'm an owl. I
Yes,
probably
you're
have
an
dark
owl.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
vision. Yeah.
Can I see in the dark? I'm an owl.
No, I can't. I'm gonna fly straight into that tree.
Anyway. Okay. So he kind of gets up there and there's, he sees cobwebs. It looks like a dusty room that hasn't been in quite some time. There's a wooden plank flooring. Some of it looks a little bit rotten. Some of it looks like it's, you can just tell it's fallen through because you saw what clearly used to be there down on the floor below. But there are some parts of it, I suppose.
Okay. Paul Hamilton, or rather Iggy controlling Paul Hamilton, sees that there's nothing up there and moves up farther.
Okay.
Keeps climbing. Because she doesn't want to run in with bats.
Very bitey.
Yes.
So up on the third floor, this is the room that seems to be the most damaged. The everything in here is basically destroyed. There's mold and mildew on the walls. The wooden floor is completely rotten and has begun to fall away in places rather. In the middle of the room is that same 5-foot square that also is in the ceiling, and you see the rusty chain in each corner, which is the same chain that he's climbing on.
I see that rusted chain.
Yeah.
He keeps moving
Keeps moving.
to keep everyone in this chat from singing.
So, okay. If you guys need to work out your dad-daughter issues,
No, this is absolutely on par, so we're good.
we can do it under another show. So unlike the levels below, as you get up to that top floor, and because you have buzzed around it outside, you kind of begin to see sort of the other side of the view of what you had seen in there. It is of all the rooms that he's been in, it's the one that seems to have had the most recent habitation. And although he has that same sense of mold and mildew that you can't smell it because he doesn't transmit that to you, but you kind of get the sense that hasn't changed for him. But
Okay.
but this room has a number of creature comforts, like a bed that looks pretty comfortable from his perspective and your perspective. There's a desk with a matching chair. There's the tapestries seem to be a little bit more intact. And there is a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. And light enters through the arrow slits of the windows, which is what you had seen through when you flew around. And there is a standing suit of armor and a wooden chest. And he sees wooden rafters above that seem to be holding up the tower roof, but there's a little bit of a bend to them, as if, like the rest of this place, it's on, it tracks, it's on par,
Okay.
And then he also sees mounted to those rafters the pulleys around which the iron chains are hanging that are part of the elevator shaft.
Okay. So someone has been here pretty recently.
It does appear that, yes.
Okay.
To him. To you, what you see through him.
Okay. But I do have a cat in my lap, yes. But
Is that like a catamaran? Never mind.
We can actually hear the purring. That's amazing.
I'm not surprised. He has a very loud purr. Don't you, Holmes? You're a very big cat. You weigh like 30 pounds, and it's not comfortable at all. But I love you, and therefore I will not get you off my lap yet.
I'm
You're
just
gonna
gonna
tell us about what?
Do you see those really sad eyes looking up when she called him fat? It's really
Holmes, look in the camera.
Oh,
He
wow,
always
there you
has really big eyes. It's adorable.
It's pretty.
go. Yeah.
Okay, so Iggy, well, Paul Hamilton will come back down, and Iggy will then inform everyone of what they saw.
Okay.
And again, on the second level, it looked pretty clear. There just wasn't a whole lot going on there, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is there really a good reason to go up?
Well, I'm gonna do Hal here. You know, if Esmeralda's looking for her mentor, Rictavio, it looks like, from what Iggy's saying, Iggy's saying about that fourth floor, like that's maybe where his hidey hole is, and that might have some clues about where he's going. So I don't know. It might be worth exploring to see if there's some stuff up there. What do you think, Esmeralda?
Well, I do believe that if he's been here recently, there might be some clues as to at least what he's up to, and maybe where to find him. But like I said, he's not acting the way I had thought he would act, so I could be wrong.
Maybe he doesn't want you to find him.
Well, don't think that thought hasn't crossed my mind. We didn't leave on the best of terms, as I explained last time. You know, for a while there, he was kind of like a father figure for me, and then for a time there, I thought we were kind of sparking, and then we just sort of fell apart.
Holmes, cat. Oh my god. What are you
All right,
doing?
Holmes can play Paul Hamilton. That's fine.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Stop!
But
Paul Hamilton, stop looking for snacks.
Holmes,
eating
stop
the
trying to eat my plastic.
Yeah. So and there's that suit of armor up there, which looks like I can't use it, but it sounds pretty sweet.
Is it Jack sized?
Do you think Jack is worthy of a suit of armor?
Absolutely.
Well,
Have you seen my battle axe?
Don't forget that we're in somebody's basically home.
Okay, but does Jack actually care about them?
No. Oh, he does not.
No, but you have a paladin with you.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, let's role play it. You want to stop me? You got to stop me. I
Grab a
attempted.
spider.
Oh, that is a good point. If you probably, just threw a spider in front of me, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Jack,
There are spiders inside.
thinking?
Look how shiny it is, though.
you haven't seen it yet. Y'all have not gone up the elevator. You've just heard about
we're
it.
just hearing about it, yeah.
And you're asking an owl fae who saw it through the eyes of an opossum if it would fit you. Sure.
Well, I don't know, y'all. I feel like it might be worth getting up there. Esmeralda, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do you want to go up and see if there's some stuff up there, or some information, or?
Well, yeah, I'd like to go. but I feel like I don't want to be the one to hold y'all back. I brought y'all here to get my wagon and help Ireena with her affliction, and that's okay too. But yeah, we can go up there and check it out.
And I got a feeling that however vexed your relationship might be with Rictavio, there might be some helpful stuff up there. I'd be willing to go on up and see what's what.
Okay, so y'all have to go one at you have to go one at a time.
Right on.
Because although you could probably get on each other's shoulders, you get the sense, based on what you've seen thus far, that there might be a weight limit.
These are very tired-looking golems.
How dare you assume that Jack and Gunluda are heavy people?
I didn't say anything about them being heavy people.
It sounds like you're fat-shaming me. I'm very
Well, to be fair, the entire time you've been gone, Jack has sat in the corner and eaten nothing but bonbons.
Okay, first off, Jack makes up for his intake with exercise, playing his guitar.
Of shivering in fear?
No, playing Gwendolyn burns a lot of calories, like a lot.
Are you sure that's not just the shivering in fear?
So what you're saying is you play guitar the way that Chris Keener plays guitar.
I was thinking he just hung out with a big dog and had Scooby snacks. All right. So who is going up, and how high are you going, and who's going first?
Am I being limited by the DM and allowing me and Gunloda to go?
No, not at all.
Cool. Me and
But you might not make it more than a few inches.
So let's try.
Okay.
Do you want? Wow.
So
do you want a vampire hunter to come after us?
Are they the first ones to get in there?
No, Iggy will go first.
Fine, Iggy will
Someone
go
else will be up there when Jack eventually breaks this.
Okay. So Iggy and Paul Hamilton.
I do not appreciate the sass.
Get on it first. And I'm going to go ahead and move Iggy up to the 4th floor. And you won't see it yet, Iggy, till everybody else is up there, unless you want to look around real fast.
No, I think Iggy's already technically seen it.
Fair. So now who is going up? So actually what happens is Iggy steps on it and nothing happens. And she kind of looks at the golems and kind of looks at the chains and kind of shakes on the chains and nothing happens. And then she looks up and just basically says, "Up." And all of a sudden you all hear this creakiness as the golems begin to move and the chains in their hands, they each just begin to pull in a rhythm. And as they do, you see the platform that you're standing on begins to lift with each pull, and you just make your way slowly past the 1st floor, a hole, and you all see this platform go up, and you just see the chain continuing to drop down. And what you notice is that there's like a hole in the floor where the chain descends into, as if it might be gathering at the bottom of like a repository of some sort for the chains. And they continue to lift in the same rhythm, so that there is that same, although it's a bit jerky, you're kind of like, on a boogie board, if you will, because you've got some movement as you kind of stay to the center, and it takes you all the way up, and slowly as you emerge in that room, you begin to see with a bit more clarity what they had all seen. And so you step off.
Yes.
And as you do, a few heartbeats go by, and then you begin to see it descend again, and the chains begin to come over the pulley, and that same rhythmic beat, if you will, of the movement of the chains descends down.
And you said it was a heartbeat rhythmic, not like some kind of pattern rhythmic?
No, I just said that like she gets off and then just a few heartbeats and then it begins to descend. I was just using that for dramatic effect. That wasn't anything.
Yeah, I was thinking secret clue puzzle.
It's alive.
Okay. So Gunloda and Jack are going next. Is that what you said? Okay. So they step on. And it's a 5 by 5 spot. So y'all are either clinging together.
Gunloda is on my back.
Gunloda's on your back. So like a piggyback style or like over your
backpack.
Okay. Full armor.
Yes.
Okay.
And Gunloda is going to be the smart one and realize you need to say up to go up.
Okay, so she says up, and the chains begin to move, and there's a little bit of a catch. But you notice that you begin to lift off the ground.
Because Jack sucked it in a little bit more.
Because Jack sucked it in a little bit more. And you make it past the first fold of the threshold. And it's going, but the rhythm seems a little off because of the extra weight of more than one humanoid.
But we made it up, and that's
well, you've made it past the first floor. You're now making it past the next floor. And there is a bit of a creaking sound coming from above that you all didn't notice before, but you actually all downstairs can actually hear this creaking. And Iggy, as you're up there, you notice that the pulleys are straining a little bit against the ceiling.
Iggy mutters to herself, "Oh fuck."
And you can see them beginning to bend just a little bit as you see the two of them emerge through the floor. And it stops, but you notice that it stops just a few inches below where it stopped for you. It's like that the strain has met its limits, and the bend of those pulleys have just lowered it just a few inches. That it's when you got there, it was pretty much mesh with the floor, and now
Guys,
it's
get
now
off
it's a
of the
little
thing now.
Jack's gonna jump.
With Gunloda on his back. I need a dexterity save. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good.
14. Okay, I'm gonna give you that Jack is able to jump off and land and not have. I should probably make Gunloda do a dexterity save too. Why don't you do one for her? Let's just see if Gunloda does okay.
Oh shit.
Gunloda does fine. Yep, they're fine. Good job. It's a few more heartbeats than before, almost as if the golems downstairs are kind of like, that was hard. And then you begin to see the of the rhythm of the chain as it descends back down on the floor. So now we have Jack and Gunloda up here as well.
See, that was fine. You did it, guys.
Jack, what the fuck?
I'll hop on next.
I don't appreciate your language, Izzy.
I don't appreciate you not thinking through your actions.
Well, you don't know me well enough. I always do.
Well, you haven't been here for the past 2 sessions.
That's a little more, meta game there.
That's it, Joe. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Wow.
Deuces. No, apparently I got replaced. Whatever. I'm not the youngest anymore. So,
Two player
screw you
characters.
guys, I'm going home.
2 player characters walked into the game tonight. How many walk home? Okay, so what I would like for the rest of you, because the system has been somewhat compromised,
Thanks, Jack.
the remaining characters will need to roll for their just one roll. I'm not going to make you roll per floor. Who's going next? You said Hal's going next?
Yeah, sure.
So give me a roll, Hal.
I do want to remind everybody that I have
That was
always
it.
played
That was
comedic
it. 2.
character.
Woohoo!
That was it.
Great roll there, Hal.
Yeah, I know.
Is it a straight roll?
Yeah, just a straight roll.
No, it's a gay roll.
Just a 2. That's what I got.
Just a 2. Okay, so as
Guys,
you
don't overlook Wendy's funny joke.
So
It is
my
good.
dance class doesn't either.
I thought it was a very happy roll as well. I'm sorry, I was using the 1940s definition of the word.
Yeah.
I realized.
Okay, so with apologies to people from the 1940s and people who identify as gay or who are gay or whatever the
Apology
appropriate thing is.
accepted. Or not.
You're from the
Never
1940s?
know.
Did not know.
Accepted.
All right, so moving forward. So with a 2, it begins to move, but you notice halfway up, one of the chains gets out of sync with the other, and it tilts. And you're around around the second floor that this happens, and I need you to make a dexterity check, please, sir.
Okay.
Don't roll a 2.
No, that was a 17 plus. So 18 altogether.
So just as you're about to lose your balance off of it, you're able to use your elf-like reflexes and just kind of stable yourself and kind of shift your weight to kind of stabilize some things.
Like
and
I'm surfing.
And as you kind of work up to the next hole, it's like the chains that were out of sync kind of lock in, and you continue up the way into the top floor. And now you are up there as well. Let me find your dude.
And I will holler back down and say, "Watch out, y'all!
It's a trap!
This is an Admiral
Akbar.
Yeah, thank you. This is an Admiral Akbar. It's more like it's a little unsteady, y'all. Be careful."
Where is Hal?
He's trying to.
I see him.
Like what all the power means and like where it's all. Oh,
No, I
Contemplating life.
I see him. I just
being
couldn't find him on my. Yeah. Okay. So who's next?
Quill, because why the hell not? I'm running him too.
All right. So Quill will go. So go ahead and give me a
He's my half elf brother elf.
So I need him to roll, please.
And that's going to be a 12.
A 12. Okay. So he gets on it, and it begins to lift him up. No worries.
All right.
Makes it to the top.
And pops up and says, "How? What the fuck, man? That was easy."
Exactly.
deal? Yeah.
He's like, that's how it's done in the woods, buddy.
Yeah.
He's a wood elf, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
Rain will go.
Rain's going to go. Okay.
Rain has a 19.
19. Rain is up there. No problem.
He practically levitates.
Now, Ireena is going to go. She gets 14, so she is good to go. Who wants to be the last to go? It can be Esmeralda, it can be Ismark, it can be Shoshana. Esmeralda says, I'm happy to go last. I've been up there before. I don't mind watching our flank.
I'll go.
All right, so give me
I got a 6.
You got a 6? Okay. Shoshana,
Prepare your dex roll.
you
Right.
go up and around that second floor spot, around the same spot that that Hal had a little bit of issues, you begin to feel some unsteadiness in the ramp, and I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
9.
9. Yeah, you're just not able to stay stable, and as you kind of fall off, you hit the floor kind of on your side, and as you do, you fall through the floor and take basically a 20-foot drop.
Awesome.
And you take... You're wearing your armor, right?
Yeah.
You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you all notice upstairs as the elevator arrives with nobody on it.
Ooh.
And then it waits a few seconds.
Shoshana, you okay?
And it begins to go
Damn you, Jack!
back down. Hey, don't be hating on Jack. I made him take me too, says Gunloda. After evidently she's drunk. I don't know why.
She's always drunk.
Fair.
Sasha's gonna look around and see if she sees anything while she's down all the way down here.
Yeah.
She's going to slowly drag herself up.
She sees the floor. She face planted. Did she land on her shield?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I figured she fell forward anyway. So, all right.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course, you know, as you fall through, Ismark and Esmeralda are there, and they're like, "Oh, you know, are you okay? Are you okay?" You know, and Ismark is like, "Oh, let me help you up," and he helps you up, and he kind of dusts you off.
I do want to look around first.
I mean, you could have
you're,
done
Anything that
you're back down on the first floor.
Oh, I'm on the first floor.
You
Okay,
fell
I
fell
thought
off,
I-
and you went through the floor that was rotting, and you went 20 feet all the way down to the
Gotcha.
bottom. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I went through like.
No.
the first
You landed on the floor where the golems were and where they were, and so
Gotcha.
they
Okay.
kind of help you up, and you know, Esmeralda's saying, do you need some pain relief or something? I got some help the pain out. My car, you got a scratch, or my wagon. I don't know what a car is, but I know what a wagon is.
You could have roleplayed it where you landed in like a really cool pose, and some really hot Russian woman showed up out of nowhere and was like such a poser in a Russian accent that I can't do.
I could have had Ismark and Esmeralda do dexterity rolls to see if she fell on them, but I didn't,
Let's not do that.
Yeah, no, where is
because
my
then they would have
cat?
had to have taken some damage.
This is the second time tonight that my cat has tried to get behind my chair for no reason.
They like
I
the
don't-
camera.
You
They're
make
not
that
even in the
comment.
camera.
You make that comment. Your dad laughs every single time my cat gets on top of my desk chair. Every single time he just starts busting out laughing.
Is that a different
There it
cat
is.
than we saw earlier?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, it is.
Okay, I
Holmes
didn't know if we had
shapeshift.
I didn't know if we had a costume change or something.
Oh,
Yes.
very much so.
Okay.
That was Suki.
Okay.
He also lost.
I do love the
like,
kitties.
12 pounds. But...
So does Shoshana want to go up again, or does she want to let the other two?
I think I'm gonna chill right here.
Okay. So with that, Ismark makes his move. So come here often. No, here we go. He rolled a 4. So he gets on the elevator, and I got to pull up his sheet so I can do his little dexterity move, because he's going to have to do one. His you all upstairs, you can see that after this has happened, that the bend in the pulley system is beginning to happen again. But he is able to, with a 12, he's able to stabilize it, and Ismark emerges on the upper part of the tower.
Can we ask what happened to Shoshana?
She fell through the roof, the ceiling. She left a Shoshana-sized dent in the floor. I'm kidding. But yeah, she's okay though. So Esmeralda's turn, I presume. She rolled an 8.
Sounds about right.
She rolled an 8, so now she's on the thing. And she's got pretty good dex though. So she gets to that same spot where it gets a little unstable. And she's fine. She comes up. She rolled a 15. She rolled a 15 plus 4, 19. She's totally fine.
Ooh.
All right. So
I just saw a green circle and a pitch black, so that's funny to me.
you guys are all the way up at the top now.
Yes.
Y'all are up there.
Ooh.
So we just got to get Shoshana up there.
I'm good.
You're gonna stay. You're gonna stay down there.
I'm just gonna hang out down here.
Okay. So
Do you want us to yell down what we find?
Well, it sounds like there's not a lot up there, so
all right. So
I'll
Might
guard
be-
the door.
There might be bats.
there might be.
Fucking bats.
So let me I'll put that guy there on the board. So you're on the 4th floor and you can see that there's a wooden stove. And Esmeralda kind of looks around the room and looks in the stove and she goes, "Yep. That's kind of what I expected he would do. He's burned all of his notes."
Did you eat them for dinner? Or is that what
And
it was?
she points
His
to the
math
wooden
homework.
she points to the wooden stove and says he burned all of his notes.
It's a
But
classically homework.
and as she looks around, she goes, "But this might be useful." And she pulls out a map, and that she finds this a rolled up map that was tucked under the bed, and you see her open it up, and y'all look at it, and you don't recognize all of it, but you recognize places that you've been, and you realize that this is a complete map of all of Barovia.
Whoa.
And so you see Valaki, you see Barovia, you see Argynvostholt, you see the places that you've been, you see the places that you've heard about that you haven't been yet, but now you have a full scope of the map of Barovia. So that means the big map of Barovia that we're using from now on, I will turn off all dynamic lighting. You should be able to get a feel for that.
That is awesome.
Okay. And she also says, well, this is interesting. And she pulls up a piece of paper that's kind of like a burned page of the journal of one of his notes that appears to have not made it into the fire. And so she says, hold on a minute, I gotta find that. This
Can't believe you're unprepared.
no, I'm prepared. It's just
I'm antagonizing. You don't actually have to explain.
so it's from the journal of Rudolf von Richten. And I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this to you guys. Okay? I'm going to enlarge it so that I can actually read it to you guys. And it says, for more than 3 decades now, I have undertaken to investigate and expose creatures of darkness to the purifying light of truth and knowledge. Hero, I am named in some circles. Sage and Master Hunter, I am called in others. That I have survived countless supernatural assaults is seen as a marvel among my peers. My name is spoken with fear and loathing among my foes. And no, I did not prepare for that. In truth, this virtuous calling began as an obsessive effort to destroy a vampire that murdered my child. And it has become for me a tedious and bleak career. Even as my life of hunting monsters began, I felt the weight of time on my weary shoulders. Today I am a man who has simply lived too long. Like a regretful lich, I felt the weight of time on my weary shoulders. Today, I'm a man who has simply lived too long. I think I'm rereading this here. Here we go. I'm sorry. Like a regretful lich, I find myself inexorably bound to an existence I sought out of madness and seemingly must now endure for all eternity. Of course, I shall die, but whether I shall ever rest in my grave haunts my idle thoughts and torments me in my dreams. I expect those who think of me as a hero will change their minds when they know the whole truth about my life as a hunter of the unnatural. Nevertheless, I must reveal here and now that I have been the indirect yet certain cause of many deaths and the loss of many good friends. Mistake me not. I do not merely feel sorry for myself. Rather, I come to grips with the devastating realization I now see I am the object of a baleful Vistani curse. More tragically, the nature of this hex is such that I have not borne the brunt of it. Instead, far worse, those who surround me have fallen victim to it. I have related the tragic story of my only child, Erasmus, was taken by Vistani and sold to a vampire. I explained how Erasmus was made a minion of the Night Stalker, and how it was my miserable part to free him from that fate at that point of a stake. What I have neglected to illuminate before is how I tracked Erasmus's kidnappers across the land, or how I extracted Erasmus's whereabouts from them. In fact, the Vistani took Erasmus with my own unwitting permission. They had brought an extremely ill member of their tribe to me one evening and insisted that I treat him. But I was unable to save the young man's life. In fear of their retribution, I begged the Vistani to take anything of mine if they would only withhold their terrifying powers of which I knew nothing. To my lasting astonishment, they chose to surreptitiously take my son in exchange for their loss. By the time I realized what had occurred, they were already an hour gone. Incensed beyond reason, I strapped the body of the dead young man to my horse and doggedly followed the Vistani caravan through the woods, naively allowing the sun to set before me without seeking shelter from the night. Shortly after darkness fell, I was beset by the undead that would have slain me had not their master, a lich, intervened and spared my life for reasons I do not completely understand. He somehow detected me, and with his powerful magic, took control of a pack of zombies that wandered the forest. He spoke to me through the mouths of dead things and placed a magic ward against undead on me. Then animated the dead Vistani and bade it tell me where I could find its people. Unfortunately, I say in hindsight, the plan worked. I found the child stealers, and my unwelcome entourage included a growing horde of voracious undead that could not touch me, thanks to the Lich's ward. When I found the caravan, I threatened to set zombies on the Vistani unless they returned my dear boy. They replied that they had sold him to the vampire Baron Metus. Something inside me snapped. I released the zombies and the entire tribe was eaten alive. Yet the story has not ended. Before she died, the leader cursed me, saying, "Live you always among the monsters, and see everyone you love die beneath their claws." Even now, so many years later, I can hear her words with painful clarity. A short time later, I found my dear Erasmus made into a vampire. He begged me to end the curse, which I did with a heavy heart. The darkness had torn him from my loving arms forever, and I foolishly believed that the curse exacted its deadly toll. I wept into an insatiate desire for vengeance, filled the bottomless rift in my heart. Okay, and I'm going to put that in the group chat so y'all can refer to it later.
Okay. So I knew there was mention of the other lich. At the beginning, he said, like a lich, correct? So he's not a lich?
Well, he was referring to himself as like a lich, and then he later referred to himself, referred to a lich.
Yep.
Okay, but I really don't like the idea of a vampire and a lich. Like, that just sounds like a lot.
Agreed.
And liches are, I think liches are way scarier than vampires. That's my thought.
Okay.
So I would like to not extinct very much.
Well, I'm just not going to change the story because of what you don't like.
Okay.
No offense.
Whatever. I see how it is. Okay.
Yep. So she finds that she either reads it aloud or she's passed it around and everybody's read it. And I put it in the chat in the Discord under handouts.
Got it.
So you now have a piece of and as she reads it, she goes, "Well, he's telling you our story." My family was part of that Vistani tribe, and that's how he and I came to know each other. And he had threatened to kill us, but instead, I joined him and learned from him, and in the process, spared my family his wrath. In a way, I felt like I was atoning for Erasmus, not knowing that I could never be his son, but that I could be the one that he passes his knowledge on to. And it worked for a while till we had our falling out. Like I said, he started as a father figure, and you know, being young and foolish, I thought there was more at one point. But I was just being foolish. And we parted ways, and since then I have struggled to become what I hoped he would teach me to be. And I think together we can end this curse. Shoshana, are you still with us? Roberta?
Yeah, I am. I'm down at the bottom.
Yeah, you're down at the bottom. Yeah. I need for you to please make a perception check.
Okay. Let's use a different die for this one. Yeah, I'm failing tonight. That would be a nat 1.
Ah, okay.
So
Let me put some F's in the chat.
Yes, F in the chat.
So you don't hear anything until you hear a voice from outside that basically says, "Well, cornered at last." And just a bunch of laughter.
Can I tell what kind of laughter?
And you hear, well, there's only one laughter, and the other things you hear are like snarls and growls, and
Wonderful.
then all of a sudden a howl that is joined by another howl that is joined by a cacophony of howls.
Well, fuck.
Amen. Is that the right response to that? I don't know, but
So,
Seems like contradicting.
you all in the top of the tower hear the howling through the arrow slits.
Guys? That cup would be good.
we're gonna have a look at those arrow slits. I think is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Um,
So, looking outside the arrow slits, you see. Well, are you looking to the north, the south, the east, or the west?
What can we tell what direction the howls came from?
They're coming almost as if they're around you.
The arrow
Do we have slits? And like how many on which direction? And so
Well, if you
on?
look at your map, I mean, you can kind of see that there's slits all the way around. I mean, you have them to the north, south, east, and west, northwest, southwest, east.
Okay.
West.
The one that's closest to the door.
Well, the door is in the floor where you are, so you.
No,
mean-
the door of the tower.
so you would like to look south. So
Okay,
as you look south,
Okay.
look south, you see, a human standing almost where the road is in front of the door. And he is his clothes are torn. He's bearded. He's got a lot of body hair, but he's definitely in a human form. And around him are a number of wolf-like creatures that also appear somewhat humanoid, and then around them is actual wolves, like a whole pack. So you see that there's one individual who's the one laughing. The wolves and the werewolves appear to be the ones that are howling, and the wolves are all the way seemingly are around the tower, but the humanoid and the werewolves appear to be facing the door.
And so, I'm going to be up the north side, looking out.
Yeah, you guys are up top. Y'all are in the tower. I mean,
Yeah.
so
I'm looking out north, and like we're hearing all of this howling. And as I look out, what does Hal see?
are you looking to the south? You look in the same direction that we just described, or are you looking in a different direction?
No. The opposite direction.
Okay,
The entry is to the south.
The entry would be to the
I'm
south.
north.
So if
Okay,
you look to
yeah,
the north,
looking north.
so if you look to the north, you see the water. Because remember, you're
Okay.
kind of on a little island with a causeway to the south.
Right.
And then you see some wolves kind of down on the ground below. there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Quill is over to the east.
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
question.
hmm
Um,
And here, I'll give you guys. I'm
What?
gonna give. I don't know. Hopefully, you'll be able to see this. Well, y'all don't see any. I'm just gonna turn off the dynamic lighting because it doesn't matter now.
All right.
what kind of creature is a werewolf?
If you give me one moment, I will answer your question. Are you asking me if it's considered undead?
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend?
Great question. I can tell you that in just one moment.
So
It is considered a medium humanoid.
So it's just okay.
Yeah, it's because it's a human that changes forms.
Okay.
Good
Well,
question,
that won't
though.
work then.
Good question, though.
Dang it.
But I would like to point out that you are on the first floor alone in a tower that has a puzzle door on it, and as far as I know, the door is still open.
Can I close the door?
You can.
Can I close the door, please?
I just thought I would point that out.
Seems like a good, yeah.
Yeah, I'll close the door.
Okay. The door slams shut.
Whew. And now what?
The voice that was laughing is like, cornered, have our prey cornered up a tree. Just the way I like it. We can wait here all day.
And that
We
voice
just
coming-
want her.
and that voice is coming from the south.
Yes.
All right. So we can all, or some of us, I want to have a look at the south window and see if that's a dude that seems familiar.
Okay. So make a perception check.
Sure. That's 16 plus. 17 altogether.
17. Yeah, he doesn't look familiar to you at all.
Okay.
I mean, but Esmeralda comes over and takes a peek, and you kind of see the blood run out of her face as she turns very pale.
Is it just the one, or it's more, right?
Oh, there's you guys have had an opportunity to kind of look out the window. There's about this guy, 6 werewolves and 9 wolves, and they have you surrounded. They have the tower surrounded.
Does the one who is talking look like he's like the ringleader?
Well, yeah, and that's when Esmeralda looks and says, "Oh shit, it's Kirill."
My next door neighbor's name.
Kirill? Kiril?
Yeah.
Cool. You can tell him that he's a werewolf. Yeah, these yeah.
Can I cast a spell?
Sure, absolutely.
I want to cast Hideous Laughter
Okay.
on Kel. Is his name Kel?
His name is Kirill.
Kirill.
Sure.
Kirill. Okay, I need Kirill to make a Wisdom saving throw.
As you go to cast the spell,
Hey, I don't like what you're doing.
you notice that nothing happens. And it's funny because the entire time you've been in this tower, you just haven't felt like you're on your game as it relates to certain abilities you might have.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about my certain abilities not being up to snuff?
It's almost
Excuse me, sir.
it's almost
I've never had a problem performing for anything.
it's almost as if the magician who made this tower put in a few protections to make sure that no one could come and take his elder wand.
I call bull. Dumb. I'm done. I didn't lose my spell slot.
I don't make the rules about this tower.
That's exactly what you do. You make the whole rules of the game. You do whatever. Like, bull crap, I don't make the rules. I literally have a t-shirt that says, I'm the DM, I make the rules.
Yes, I know you do. All right. So your hideous laughter fails.
That is a hideously effective finger, though. I like it.
As this is happening,
we
this
see
is happening,
Go
you,
over there and kind of pull his, and then just nothing, right?
yeah. If all the magic users, there is a there is an anti-magic thing around this particular tower that also is a bit on the perimeter. So you're going to lose that ability for the next, as long as you're in a certain vicinity of the tower. What you also notice is that the werewolves begin to ransack the wagon.
Okay.
That's not good.
No. All right. So we got a couple folk who do some good stuff from long range. So Quill, it's gonna, let's see here. What can the man do? Or the elf, rather. I don't mean to be racist about that.
Are there any windows that I can see out of?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Well, actually, no, because just the door was the only thing that you had there.
Okay.
And I want to and you do hear outside, though. You do hear wolves walking up and down the scaffolding that's outside that does lead up to the second floor.
Lovely.
Okay, so all the magic users are feeling a little bit, shall we say, off.
That's a way to think about it. Sure.
A little not so fresh. Okay. And so, but Quill, on the other hand, is a ranger and has no love at all for wolves of any sort, I imagine, because they're just not friendly. And as an elf, that's just how he rolls. So he's gonna, push his way up to that window, and we're hearing all of the sort of crunching and whatever, I suppose, of the wood at the carriage there. And
well, they're just kind of like scratching and clawing at it and ripping things, and you see more of like less about trying to get inside, but just more like there's like trying to do damage to the wheels, and
right.
Maybe they've attacked the horses that go with it. You
Does
do know that
Esmeralda have any magic or any security left on the wagon?
She had disabled her booby traps.
All of them?
Yeah, it's going in. And then I said this earlier, but it may not have registered that those scaffoldings go out the side, and there is a series of ladders and platforms that lead to a hole in the northwest wall of the third floor. But wolves are not necessarily known for climbing ladders. However, if werewolves might be able to, so you would have known that. So you may choose to try to mitigate that. But right now, nobody seems to be leveraging that because y'all are not in any kind of combat. There's just more posturing going on right now designed to make you feel probably the way you're feeling right about now.
So I think, and that speaker is still out there taunting us.
Oh, yeah. He's like, Esmeralda, your fate awaits you. It's revenge time.
That sounds, yeah.
Can I ask Esmeralda if this is one of her evil exes?
Have you ever just had one of those guys that you just knew was the wrong kind of guy and it just came back to bite you? Yeah. This is worse.
So I think Quill's going to take some shots at this dude.
At that dude, just that dude and that dude alone.
That dude, yeah,
Okay.
That sounds like Quill.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm not having you guys roll initiative yet because you're really not in an initiative situation.
Right.
Because of you're protected in the tower.
Right.
If this escalates, we will make that adjustment. So right now you guys can just sort of be declarative. But I am gonna go ahead and I tell you what, just for giggles, I don't think we're there yet. Let's go ahead and get an initiative, only because if you hit some people or hit some of these things and I need to deduct hit points, than if we kind of get into a situation we already have an order. Does that sound fair?
Sure.
All right. So I will handle if everybody can give me their auto roll the initiatives of everybody, and then I'm gonna ask you for them. Jack was 3. Actually, I'm just gonna ask you in the order that I have them.
Jack is 6.
All right, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you for them in the order that I see them here, just because it's easier for me, if you don't mind. So, do you know what Rain's is yet, Roberta?
Hang on a second. I'm trying to find the. His is 6.
Okay, and then Hal
9.
9, and then Shosh.
I didn't get a warning about this, did I? From my.
Well, remember, I asked you to do a perception check, and you got a really, really low one.
Gotcha.
So no, you did not.
Okay.
So, nor did Jack for the
I was just about to
distance.
ask.
Yeah.
17.
But by the way, it's going off. They're all going off now. Let's go ahead, Jack. What was yours? You said a 6.
Thanks.
Yeah, I have a 6.
All right, and then Quill
4.
4, and then Gunloda
3. Did
3.
we all get single digit?
And then Iggy, what'd you get?
Whoa.
8.
So
Okay, that's cool.
looking at those, looking at that
So
fourth floor, are some of those arrow slits and some of those windows, or are they all arrow slits?
I mean, they're basically arrow slits. Some are a little wider than they could be windows, but I mean, you guys, fundamentally, you're in a tower that has a puzzle on the door that you have to do dance moves to get. So you're probably pretty confident that wolves don't know the dance moves. Doesn't mean
I'm gonna get through. Yeah.
And you're also in a tower where if you can't do magic, they can't do magic. So that's kind of equitable. And
except we're up against werewolves, and they're not exactly known for magic.
Fair, but I'm just
Right.
saying.
That's good to know.
And then you're
can
on
wait
the
'em
fourth
out.
floor where you have slits and such.
All right. Away we go.
All right. So I just have it in. Just have us in initiative order right now so that we can deal with these kinds of things. I mean, if you want me to walk everybody through the initiative roll, I will. But right now, I've just got a bunch of wolves surrounding you. I don't think that's necessary. So let's just continue the role play, and I'm using this morph right now to handle hit points, than anything else. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you have Quill is going to shoot an arrow at Kirill. It was the thing we had set up.
Because he has a double attack, and I don't know if. Yeah.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. So, 2 arrows. One is. Let me pull up what Quill does. Do 1 second. Attack with the longbow. Oh shit. So one is a 16 and one is a 27.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess one of those hits.
Yeah, I think at least one of them. Damn.
If not, we're screwed.
So,
yeah, no doubt.
Just out of curiosity,
Yes.
were any of those arrows silver tipped?
I don't think the man has silver tipped arrows.
Okay, so they both hit the guy,
Yes.
and you watch him continue to laugh as he reaches up and he pulls them from him and just tosses them aside.
Werewolf, guys.
So, and you don't even want me to roll damage on that.
There's no point.
Okay.
I believe the word immunity is what you're looking for.
That would. Okay. So we're just watching him pull that shit out, and then he just keeps going. All right.
Yeah.
Guys, I've closed the door.
You're hollering up that. Yeah.
Cool.
Is there anything that we need to worry about on the 2nd and 3rd floor? I saw there was scaffolding out there.
Well, anything that's not silver apparently doesn't hurt them.
Lovely.
I know.
And the only silvered weapons that you probably have are whatever is on And if any of you have anything that's silvered, and whatever Esmeralda has.
I have a staff. My strongest weapon is a staff that has a bunch of leaves floating in it. So, no.
I'm fairly certain canon Gwendolyn is silver and has always been silver.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm sorry. What did you say? You said you're pretty sure that Gwendolyn is silvered. Is that what you said?
Yes, Gwendolyn has been silver all along.
Oh,
Yes, just a solid silver.
Solid canon.
Okay. Yeah. So and by the way, Esmeralda has a silvered short sword, a rapier, and a hand axe.
Might she want to share some of those silvered? I mean, I'm not upstairs, so I'm not going to think.
You
of that.
could be upstairs at this point.
Well, I have asked if there's something on the second or third floor that we should be concerned about, any windows, because I didn't make it up that far.
Oh, anybody that made it past the third floor would have noticed that there was an opening there for a ladder. So it would be like on this. I'm assuming you guys can see the screen. It would be right about here on this back side, and so it would be up here, right there. You see that ladder kind of piece right there.
Yeah.
So there's a scaffolding, and so that's on the third floor.
Is there anything that looks heavy on the first floor? And how does the door open?
From your side?
Does it open out or does it open in? Or does it like?
I'm gonna say that it opens in, and it's currently closed. And
is there anything that I can shove against it?
The crates that you already investigated.
Are they heavy?
They're empty. They're empty, so they're not extremely heavy. You could possibly try to move the golems, but then you lose the elevator.
All right, I'm going to get on the elevator and try to make it to the floor that has the opening.
Okay.
I guess.
So I still need you to give me the first roll, please.
For which roll?
The elevator roll, because Jack and Gunloda damaged it when they...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I need that roll first. Anything?
It was a straight
Yes, please.
roll?
Straight roll.
16.
Okay, you're fine. You can go to any floor you want.
All right, I want to go to the one that has the hole.
Okay, so you're going to go up here to the third floor.
And I have I assume that, well, yeah. So I don't have any, my crossbows aren't silvered, so I'm going to have my longsword ready.
And is your longsword silvered?
No.
Okay.
No, but if I cut something's head off, it's probably going to die.
That is fair.
And that 20 is a hard one to just, yeah.
All of a sudden, you hear a bounce off. As you're leaving, you hear this yelp sound that comes from the front.
Okay.
And what has happened is one of the wolves charged the door with the puzzle on it.
Okay.
And you hear, those of you in the upper part of the tower hear the lightning that you saw earlier that attacked Shoshana. And I'm just going to do one dexterity save for all these wolves that are within the range of this. And see what happens, because I'm fair like that. Because I would think wolves wouldn't know any better. So let me see what their dex is. Okay. Dex is +2. Yep. Okay. So they're going to take 5, 11, 15, 18 points of lightning damage with anything that's within 10 feet of the outer part of the castle of the thing. And damn it. And you watch all of the wolves fall dead. Carcasses surround the building because they only have 11 hit points. So you see, as the 9 wolves die from the lightning, which actually, well, I got to double check that. I'll do the werewolves next to see if they're, because they all would have been within 10 feet as well. So let me see how they do against that as well. Let me finish the wolves though.
So the whole tower just sort of.
Yeah, it's anything within 10 feet of the tower takes
Okay.
the lightning damage. But there's more to that story coming, so don't get too excited.
No, that's
Yikes.
that's interesting.
And as it happens, those of you on the top floor feel the tower sway
Ah, shit.
a little
Okay.
bit. And the creaking of the building sort of intensifies. And Ismark looks at you and goes, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, no shit, buddy.
So, now let me just double check the werewolves and see how they do against lightning damage. It just says, nope, they got to do it too. All right, so we got to do their little roll here. I'm going to do the same thing for them, the same dexterity. And they pass, so they take half damage. So that's 6, 10, 13, 23 halved would be 12. Which they can take. So now instead of 9 werewolves, and Kirill's got the same. Let me just double check his and make sure he doesn't have anything special that I need to be aware of. Nope. So he would take the same 12 damage. And he says, he just continues to laugh and he goes, 2 more of those and the tower's coming down, Esmeralda. You want to take your friends with you? I've already sacrificed mine. Want to keep playing this game? And she looks at you all and says, it's me he wants.
So who
No,
is
we
this
understood
guy?
that part.
Yeah. Who is this guy?
That's
Kirill.
That's Kirill Stoyanovich. He is one of the leaders of a local werewolf pack. I have relieved him of a number of his brood. But he's also a pretty staunch ally of Strahd, and I'm sure that he would like nothing better than to see my demise. In fact, I would be terribly surprised if he's not here under Strahd's orders. I may have been making myself a little too well known. I got sloppy because I was with you all. Shouldn't have let my guard down. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Safety in numbers does not mean you put caution to the wind. That's a lesson that does not need to be learned in this way, but we're learning it this way. I should have locked up my I should have locked up my wagon, or I should have given us all silvered weapons. I didn't think. I was so eager to get something on Von Richten that I made a mistake.
Do therapists exist in Middle Earth?
I don't know where Middle Earth is. It sounds like a lovely place. I bet they have a lovely Shire-like place there.
The D&D world. Do therapists exist in this world? Because if they do, she should go see one.
So, is there? Do you think if this is Rictavio's one of his hiding places, do you think he's got some weapons stashed here? Should we?
His thing was always vampires. He was never really worried about the werewolves. That's sort of something I took on to kind of build my chops. I mean, we can look around.
My
But
strongest weapon is a staff. My strongest
none of this is worth a damn if we don't get out of this place, though.
Well, you've gone from 15 adversaries down to 6, 7.
All right, y'all.
So it's now a little bit more evenly matched.
I guess it's time to ride out and do some.
See
See what we can do with these bad boys. What do you think?
without magic?
Well, if
You
we get out of
sorcerer?
here, it might be helpful. Quill here's got to. We've got to get. I think we've got to get to that. If we're gonna stand I mean, I don't know about you, Iggy, but I ain't felt right since we got here. So maybe we
Eh.
can get clear of this. We can do some shit, but otherwise,
If I
I got this crossbow. That's nice, but
So so a couple things, by the way, that you may have noticed is that because mostly it was the wolves that surrounded you, and the werewolves and Kirill were more blocking the road side. So they're kind of located on the south side.
how about
So
we sacrifice Jack to distract them?
I mean,
let's. I want to hear
No.
the monologue about the. So they're on the road. So they're on the south side.
they're on. So remember, there's only one way out to this tower, and that's the causeway. The
Right.
werewolves are basically on the south side on the road facing the door. They had the wolves around you. The wolves are all dead because of the lightning strike. So that
I
means
have
the
thunder
back.
wave.
So the back is open.
Right.
Is what I'm. So let me kind of pull this down and
Gotcha.
bring you
Gotcha.
into
I see
view.
where
So
we're
now.
going there, yeah.
So if you look at the map now, you'll know I've taken the wolves off the board for you to because they're gone, and so now you can kind of see how they are. Now they're trying to close the gap a little bit. In fact, they probably were not as close to take the damage, but that they took by what the map says, but they were because of the way I was playing it. So I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm not gonna let the map get in the way of the story.
Point of order. You said they took lightning damage, correct?
I did, yes.
Would thunder damage count similar to lightning damage? They both come from the same thing.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the lightning comes from a trap that the wizard who put the non-magical binding on the area as part of his booby trap, whereas you need magic to cast Thunderwave.
Okay, so what if we had a wonderful cleric who had a magic weapon as a spell?
A magic weapon as a spell.
She can
But
take
yeah.
a non-magical item and make it a magic weapon. So it could do lightning damage or silver damage.
Is silver damage a thing?
So
It's
are you
not, but I'm being
so
semantic.
okay, so let me play this back. So I would personally say that cleric magic versus regular magic are two different things because of their different sources. One is spiritual in nature, one is different in nature.
I got that. I'm just trying to do something.
So try it. You can certainly try.
Is it even my turn?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we're not really in any kind
Yeah.
of order here.
not-
We're
not
just
in
sort
turn,
of
So, yeah.
We're trying to figure out what works. And
when
what
you
doesn't.
guys can get into direct confrontation, right? Because right now they're just surrounding you. You hear a lot of howling, and they have started leaving the wagon alone because after the lightning strike, it got their attention.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out if we can literally throw someone to the wolves.
Okay, well,
That is true.
me and Gunloda are not very helpful because one, I'm melee and I'm not near them, and two, she's trapped. Well, we're both magic and we're trapped in an anti-magic bubble. So
Yep, I'm pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, me and
Gotcha.
Hal are
Yeah.
the same here.
I am going to use telepathy because I don't want to yell it into the giant, shell that we're in. I'm going to tell Rain that we all need to stay within the shell because the lightning is all happening outside of the shell, and just point that out for one, and also let him know that I'm going to the 3rd floor to defend the hole. So he can tell you. So he would tell you all that. I'm not yelling it, so they can't hear it outside.
And when he says that, I'm like, I'm going to say, well, but dude just said we've got 2 more shots of that before the whole thing comes down and this whole thing's shaking. So I'm figuring like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
And if we get out of here, me and Hal and Gunload and Jack can also use our magic.
But I thought you were already up on is it the 3rd floor?
I was on the 1st floor. I am moving up to the 3rd floor to where the hole is.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Because
okay.
I can't kill them with silvered weapons, but if I decapitate them, pretty sure it'll kill them.
I think that'll work. But,
Yeah.
you know.
But you
I
have
mean,
to-
if we're gonna go with that logic, then I can do that.
I can't.
Well, you don't have a big axe like I do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a staff with some leaves floating above it, but that's about it.
Which they're probably not floating anymore.
No, my precious leaves. I want more leaves.
So,
Once we get out of magic, Iggy is going to make it her mission to find some more special leaves.
question for Iggy: is your ability to fly magical?
Me?
That is an excellent question. I think it's part of her fey nature. Let me check.
I will.
He's also an owl.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if
I
you have
have
to let an
wings.
owl non-magically fly, that's kind of cool.
No, it's she has. Let's see here. And
I
I
do
think
have
it's,
dark vision. That's good.
yeah. But I think it's a.
I do have dark vision. That's great. I love it. I'm super.
I have magic sight. Ooh.
It says you have nimble flight.
And silent feathers.
Yes,
Some
which is
proficient stealth.
lovely. But because you're from the Feywild, it's hard to know. It's a Fey trait. Is that a magic trait, or is it just?
I think that's just a character trait.
The
I would
question
so the
is-
DM would say because she is an owl fae and owls fly that would not be because of magic.
Cool.
I mean, the wings don't necessarily make her fly. It's the Fey nature that makes her fly.
Correct.
Yeah,
And fae
Okay.
nature is
The wings
not-
are just
But-
for gracefully falling.
is a whole different version of whatever this world is. Okay, so
Yeah, it's fey. It's
exactly.
beyond your
So-
understandings. You
Well, and I have
mortals.
Fey nature, so I got a vibe with that.
At the risk
Yeah.
of sounding like I'm railroading one character, Shosh is on the 3rd floor where there is an opening out to the scaffolding that, because wolves do not have opposable thumbs, we're not able to climb up. And the wolves would have been the only ones that would have seen the hole.
Right on.
So it's like having a back door on the 3rd floor.
I
Break
I've
your
been there.
legs or die.
So if I look out the window once I get there,
the
do
whole-
I see that there is?
It's not a
an
window.
opening?
When you get there, you see like
Busted out
a
stuff.
busted out hole where there's a scaffolding.
Okay. So
And you see the ladder, and your
I see
option.
that I can. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so you see this ladder that's on the scaffolding. You could push it off, or you could climb down, or whatever you wanted to do. It kind of.
But it's pointed away from. It's on the other side of the.
Yeah, so if you look at now that you can see the whole map, if you scroll around the map, you'll see that the scaffolding starts on the bottom, and it works its way up, almost like a fire escape kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
So I will.
But I would
again-
caution you, because we just haven't. I'm just reiterating that because before you take a step, you're on a floor that is precariously laid out. There's holes. It's rotted. It's probably not going to take a ton of weight. So you're kind of standing in the middle right now is the way I have you. But I just want you to be aware that as somebody who has already taken a 20-foot fall, that the floor is not 100% stable.
Well, I also healed myself when I got up and was waiting on everyone else to do their thing. So.
Noted. Tell you what, can we take a short break?
Yes.
I know uncharacteristically I haven't needed one. All right. Okay. But let's take a few minutes. We'll come back and we'll pick this up here and figure out what you guys are going to do.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we're all back. All right, so we're back, and when we left, you guys were surrounded by
Yes.
a bunch of stuff, and then lightning took out like the bulk of them. But
A good chunk of it.
well, it took out the ones that that little or much of lightning damage killed them, but everything else seems to be okay.
Not
So-
from that.
And y'all were contemplating a couple of different things, like could owls fly? Can clerics do spiritual magic in a non-magic bubble?
Can a guitar be made of solid silver?
Apparently, yes.
I would if I look out the window and I can see that there's an out the window, I would telepathically again tell Rain, and I'm sure that Rain would turn around and, well, folks, looks like perhaps we can get out the back door, if you will. And that was somewhere between Rain and Sean, so that was a crappy voice.
Well, I just don't see Rain saying if you will, but I see Shoshana saying that all day long.
Well, yeah.
Well, friends, it sounds like there might be a back door out of this joint.
That sounds, yeah.
I'm not good at voices.
That's okay. We are not voice actors. That is our call to fame. And from the very first episode, what did we say? We are not voice actors, except for Wendy. She's great.
I've done decently, I think.
You've done
but I suck
fantastic.
at
I've
it.
been very impressed. If you guys played with her the last time, Roberta has put herself out there and has done a great job.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
She always
we
had the
are
ability.
farmers.
It's about. That's fair. It's fair. We are farmers. Bump it up, bump, 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 bump.
Not sponsors.
We don't really have owl phase, but we covered that in 1952. Farmers Insurance. Never mind. Keep going. Sorry. I do love the actor that does that show. He got to play Jim Gordon and
Oh, yeah.
and he played the publisher. Oh, Peter Parker's publisher, James Jameson.
Yep. J. Jonah Jameson, right?
JJJ, Pepper Potts,
Yes.
all that alliteration. Pretty peppy party pal. Sorry, that's from Broadcast News.
Oh, yes.
I love that movie. It's brilliant. Anyway, we're back. So what you
We are.
guys doing?
Trying to find my stylus. I think I'm sitting on it.
You have great stylus.
There, found it. I'm just in between my computer.
Okay. What are we doing?
So I would tell everybody that we can get out the back.
Okay. Are y'all making that move? So keep in mind. So let me just look at the solidity of that floor on the third floor. Okay, so it's just.
I would know that.
Yeah.
And nobody can do magic.
So it just says rotten wooden beams support the scaffolding, which groans and creaks with the slightest breeze. That's the scaffolding. Let's go to the third floor. There's the gash in the northwest wall, which is where the scaffolding is. The wooden floor is completely rotted and has begun to fall away in pieces. So you're going to have to be very cautious. But
can I see a spot where I could perhaps throw a rope and see if I could?
Yeah. So what I would tell you is that those squares are 5-foot squares. So you're basically it's a 5-foot leap to the scaffolding hole. These are not 10-foot squares. These are 5-foot squares. This is a tight tower.
I'm still going to look up and see if there's some place that I could maybe throw my rope as kind of a backup, just in case, so I don't fall 20 feet again.
So, you can see sort of what the chains are guided on. There's like, there is some hooks perhaps that would be kind of there to support that structure, because it's not just totally from the scaffolding above. There's going to be some sort of guides that you could possibly connect to.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So I want to tie my time, or if I need to throw it or whatever. So I could swing if I need to. I can jump, but I don't know what's going to show up. Just as a safety.
Fair.
Yeah.
So you're doing that now?
Yes.
Okay, so you make the move. Because of the rope, I'm not going to have you do any kind of dexterity. I'm going to put you on the scaffolding, but you're really.
Well, I'm not I'm not.
You're kind of inside. You're inside. Yeah. I'll move you inside with the stipulation that you've made it across.
Yeah.
Even though you're standing on the floor right now, it's just.
Yeah.
We're not going to let the software get in the way of the story.
Gotcha.
So you're peering to the northwest. You peer out to the southish, and you see maybe this. What you notice is that you see this werewolf here, and what you've noticed is that the werewolf that you can see, all of them seem to have reverted to what I would call a hybrid form. So they're not full wolf, but now they're like a bipedal form of their character.
Yeah. So I can really only see one of them?
Well, I'm thinking because of where you are peering and what you can see. Maybe one, maybe two, just because of where you are and the angle that you would have to see. It would limit your view, because you're probably not wanting to be seen yourself. So I'm assuming that you're being somewhat stealthy. Yeah. I might even stipulate that the inside of your special shield could be utilized in such a way that you might see a reflection, like a mirrored kind of view, because it's just such a nice shield. You could probably just kind of angle yourself and kind of rear view mirror it. That's canon now.
So I'm gonna let Rain know that I can see one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They probably can see all of them.
Yeah, they can look out the arrow slits, but and they would see that they're all kind of concentrated. Because these guys are like, okay, are they going to swim for it, or are we just going to hang out here on block the road? So they're kind of on the road side. Is sort of appears to be their strategy.
So I'm gonna let Rain know so he can share with them. Again, I don't want to scream what we're planning up the tower. So I'm just talking to Rain back and forth.
This woman keeps talking in my head. I think it might be tinnitus, but it could be Shoshana. and and he tells everybody what you
It's some girl named Tinnitus.
tinnitus. Whoa. Sorry, watched the Genesis thing recently. All right.
Thoughts? I mean, we're magicless, and we have a bunch of magic users who can't do anything at this point.
Yeah. So I think it seems clear to Hal that getting the hell out of here is the deal. And so you're on the third floor, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're hearing you scamper around, and you've already talked to
Rain.
Yeah, about what you're doing, right? So it feels like getting down there is a good idea, but the platform isn't close to us, right? So I'm going to go over to the elevator shaft, and does the elevator come toward me, or it just stays where it is?
As you go to the elevator shaft, it begins to, as you think, I would like to go down, you hear the chains begin to move.
Excellent.
How loud is the scaffolding?
How loud is the scaffolding?
We heard the wolves out on it.
Like a Def Leppard.
Well, you haven't heard the wolves have not been on the scaffold. Well, the wolves climbed up the lower part steps and then climbed back down the regular wolves. The werewolves haven't done that. But what you know, are you still on the third floor?
Yeah.
Sean, what you notice is that the werewolves that you can see have backed up. Like they're beyond 10 feet range.
Gotcha. So they're not going to hit it again. Probably.
Well, you hear a thud. And you hear a lightning strike. Let me do a quick.
Lovely.
Yeah, he fails, so he's going to take. But only one of them is in range. And the lightning strikes again. Let's see, that's 17, 27, 32 points of lightning damage to one werewolf.
Jesus.
That's that one. So I got to go here. That's letter C. And you hear a bit of a yelp from that hybrid individual, and you hear Kirill say, "See, Esmeralda, I'm not above sacrificing my friends, but we're still here. And you've got one more chance before it all comes tumbling down."
All right. I'm gonna take that, and when it gets up there, I'm gonna take I'll jump on and I'll say down.
Okay. Begins to lower.
And when it gets to that
third floor.
Stop.
Sure. Stops.
Okay. And I will. I'll see yeah.
I will kind of throw the rope over.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you want to join me, I'm kind of precariously in the window when in the or on the. I'm still inside, but I'm
Got it. Yep.
You have at least a foot on the rock the stone part?
Yeah.
Or are you completely on the wood?
No, I've got at least. I'm kind of on the inside of the. Most of my weight is on the stone, but I've still got a foot on the wood, and I'm being very careful. I have enough of a foot on the wood to be able to kind of hide and use my rear view mirror.
Okay.
All right,
So that's fine.
So-
So you're there?
So you've got, yeah, and so and the rope's not like hooked over anything. It's just like in case shit goes bad, you've got me sort of lashed to you.
I've got it tied.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was kind of my in case I fall again. I don't want to fall
Excellent.
again. So it's
So I
kind
can
of
grab that. Okay, and
So
I
you
can
can-
go out.
either walk or you could swing. If you, it's a short jump, but
Yeah, I'm basically stipulating because the rope is there, you don't have to worry about the floor. Although
Okay.
you need to be cautious about how many people you gather there, and that's why I asked about the stone rampart.
yeah, I'm pretty much on the stone, but I'm using the.
Now,
And really, at the edge of the floor is probably going to be the strongest place that it's going to be.
again, at the risk of sounding like I'm railroading you,
Yeah.
there is a square hole in the ceiling where
Mhm.
where everybody else is, and the platform is down like 10 feet below that.
Right.
Where we
So
are.
each person could sort of drop down there without having to wait on the elevator if you wanted to do that.
Or someone could fly.
Could possibly, yep. If they had
Maybe
that.
even
Oh.
just fly out a window, for instance.
Well,
Are the windows big enough? For
my
that?
sense is that that their size would not fit through the arrow slit.
And that's why we asked about the window versus arrow slits.
Correct. No, they're more they're. I said the windows were a little bit wider, probably not that wide.
Okay.
However, the opening down on the third floor is plenty wide enough.
Okay.
Well. That's,
So is it possible for you to fly down and out?
Yes.
Okay. While everyone is in there, or like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
Like,
Which way are you going to fly? Are you going to fly out to the north over the water, or are you going to fly out to the south over the baddies?
Over the water first, so I can get an angle on the baddies.
Sure. Okay, so as you take flight and you descend through the shaft and you pivot around and you see Hal and Shoshana right where you need to be, and you kind of watch them duck as you kind of maneuver through them, tilting in such a way that they feel the gush of the wind over them as you pass by. You stretch out to the back, and you're kind of headed into the the northwest, and you very quickly sail over the remainder of this island, over the water of Lake Baratok. And as you do, as you get about what feels to you like 10 to 12 feet away from the building, any restrictions on your personal abilities above and beyond what you naturally can do, you just sort of feel re-energized, as if you're back online.
So Shoshana, seeing her do that is going to break her link with Rain,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of let her know that, or ask her what she's seeing, if she's got any.
Ask Iggy.
Yeah.
Okay, what does Iggy see then?
So what Iggy sees is she's over the water, and she sees the werewolves. One maybe notices her, but they don't have any sort of ranged response. One, I think, perhaps would be somewhat overzealous and would begin to throw a spear that he had, but his buddy would stop him and say, "Look, dude, there's no way you're gonna hit. Don't be stupid."
If we, so to Iggy, if we come out, is there a way that we can? Do you see any strategy for us?
So Iggy, what you would see is you would see a body of water that you were hovering over. You would see the tower on an island with a causeway, and the only way to the mainland is that causeway, and the causeway is blocked by 6 or 7 werewolves in hybrid form.
If I can take some of these people out, you could probably come out safely. But it takes about 12-ish feet away from the building for you to, or not enough away from like the range of lightning.
The lightning is stopped at the moment, but you noticed as you got about what you thought was maybe 10, 12 feet. You're not really sure.
Yeah, 10, 12-ish feet before you could get your magic back, or like it's yeah.
So probably to Iggy and just out loud. We probably should take into account that they know if they hit it as we're coming out,
It'll affect you.
it will affect us as well. So if we decide to leave, we need to do it quickly.
All right. And you're saying that out loud to.
So you hear it, and
Right.
you know, the people upstairs might. I'm not screaming it, but I'm not. But everything's falling apart, so they might hear it anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it quietly, but I'm not saying it.
Well,
out loud.
and since the last lightning attack that damaged that, you have noticed that there is a bit more sway and there's a bit more creak, and this tower is clearly not stable.
So if we decide to go out this window or this hole, we need to get out, and we need to get out quickly and away from the.
All right, y'all. Yep.
So
She's right, y'all. Let's do it.
So I need to know the marching order. So we're not an initiative, so I'm not going to do 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds. But so I would like for you to describe to me. So you're on the 3rd floor, which is roughly 30 feet above ground level. You have to either descend the scaffolding, fly, if you're an owl, or jump.
Do none of our spellcasters have feather falling?
Wouldn't matter this close to the building anyway, unless you can jump over 10 to 12 feet out.
I have an option, but it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
What if?
And then
I
you
could
got so
possibly
what I
catch
need
you?
so what I need to know is I'm going to stipulate that in your move you could get out and down the scaffolding and get about 12 to 15 feet away from the tower. I just need to know who's going first, who's going last. I need to know the order, and I need to know the directions that you're going to go. If that's what you're doing. If that's what you're planning on doing.
So I feel like you and me, Sashana, got to be the first two out, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I could be one of those first ones too to help catch.
I can also catch someone probably.
But I'm strong boy of the group.
I'm strategizing.
I know. I'm trying to think that too.
What if we?
Jack's just gonna wait till somebody tells him to jump.
Ismark says,
Y'all come on down.
Is-
And I'm just gonna beat feet. I think that's the. And I don't know if Shawnee, you're gonna beat feet in front of me, or if she's gonna. I don't know.
What if we? Well, as long
know,
as they
right?
didn't, as long as they didn't see us, we could jump on the scaffolding, tie ropes, and drop the scaffolding down with ropes, so we can get away from the building.
I could try to distract them.
I think distraction is a great idea.
Ooh, I might have a spell for that actually.
Ooh, that's good.
But if you
No
if you got them
spells
to
can work.
Her
No,
spells
she's
her
outside.
spells will work because
No.
she's outside of the perimeter.
Yep.
I have stuff that I can use to work. Here, let me see what.
So if you went to the other side of the building, we all got on the scaffolding, and a couple of us kind of lowered the scaffolding, and we kind of kicked off from the building. We could probably get far enough out if it's a 3-story scaffolding.
So you want the scaffolding
Some
to
of them-
fall.
Yeah, so I don't think that's a good idea. Is my feeling about that.
Okay.
Like let's not break the scaffolding until we get everybody out the building, right?
Well, I was thinking put everybody on the scaffolding and do it. But that's fine.
As a fairly squishy character, I don't feel good about a 30-foot fall myself.
Could you rappel down the scaffolding?
Well, that was what I was thinking, but I mean,
That would be yes.
basically lowering the scaffolding with a couple ropes.
Got it.
Okay.
But that would be really hard to pull off.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we've got a lot of time to engineer all of that whilst the werewolves are.
Well,
thirsty
Ismark
for us.
Ismark says, "Y'all need to get Ireena out of here."
All right.
So I'll be one of the last ones out of here.
Fair.
And Esmeralda's like, it's me they want. When I go out, I'll see if I can't distract him.
How about if we have Iggy distract them and we'll get down and we'll fight this out? We don't.
Okay.
just
That's
give up our
fine. That's
friend.
fine.
The problem is I have to just I don't know what to distract them with because I can like make stuff. I can make a flower blossom, a seed pop open, or a leaf bud bloom. I can make an instant harmless sensory effect, like fall
Entangle
leaves.
might be a thing to do.
That's a good point.
You could also
Yeah.
just fly.
There you go.
You could also fly to their south and just taunt them and get them there to turn their attention towards you.
Also a thing.
Yeah.
I can also technically commit arson with magic.
Okay.
So there's that. It's not very useful, but I
That's-
could.
Don't set the wagon on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
I could still commit arson. So,
All right. Oh, so Sasha will go first because she's probably the least squishy, and
Yep.
she may not have
She's a
silver weapons,
paladin.
but she can decapitate things.
And she's a paladin. Yep, that sounds like exactly her character. And I am freaking out, but I will follow her because I know that I can only be at my best once I'm free of this. Because fuck.
All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I'm choosing a spell still to distract them.
No, it's cool. We're going down this is all sort of happening simultaneously.
Well, the distraction is still good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I like that idea of going over and taunting them.
Okay.
So
Just be careful.
I will fly high enough so that they probably can't hit me.
Well, yeah, they don't have any. I mean, they've already established that they don't have any ranged weapons. So I'm going to put you
Right on.
down here.
Okay, so I will fly and hover over their heads and be like, "Your mom smells."
Okay.
I think the better one would be, and I'm sorry you missed this, she's a bitch.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
That is what I will yell. Yes.
So wrong. All right. So Shauna's jumping down and outside of the
Okay,
magic.
so again, I need a marching order. We know that Ismark and Esmeralda are going last. Who's going to go? So it's Shoshana, Harlan. Who's going next? Ireena?
Jack will
Quill's
go.
gotta be in there too.
Who?
Quill's
Jack will
gotta-
go.
Oh,
So it'll be Ireena, and then Jack, and then Quill,
sure.
I think probably Rain needs to be in there somewhere.
Quill, Rain, Gunloda, Ismark, and Esmeralda. Or Esmeralda and Ismark. Okay. Okay.
In the midst of this, Paul Hamilton is also scampering down.
Oh yeah, he's already gone out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a non-entity as far as they're concerned. Actually, he could just drop to the ground, die, and show up later at dusk. Not a big thing. He is the least worried about this situation of all of you.
But I just like to have a little,
I know, it's all good.
puppet there. Yeah.
Actually, you could send Paul Hamilton out as a distraction.
I want to
Bite
continue
me, bite me.
but can I continue insulting their mothers?
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so you all leave the building in that order, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we're going to take all of you out. And
The first thing that I do when I get out is going to be cast a spell when I get outside of range.
okay, so let's kind of get everybody. I'm gonna just capture, except for the armor dude. I'm gonna capture them all, and I'm gonna move them down here, and I'm just gonna kind of move them around where they would be. I'm gonna put you guys right there for right now.
That'll work.
So then Shoshana, oops, that's still everybody. Okay. So a couple things. You guys come out and come on now. There we go. So now are you all running kind of to the northwest at the moment to kind of get out of range, or are you moving around to get in their face? Where do you want to go?
Northwest? For me, anyway, because I'm like...
Because once you're on the ground, we're going to be in official initiative order, okay?
Right, yeah, because I'm happier to be... I'm good in support. Quill is probably going to be pulling the arrows out.
Okay,
Like,
so...
it'll do them, but...
So just so you know, the range on the spell is at 10 feet. So you got to be at least 2 squares away, maybe 3.
Yep.
So if you're coming off of, I'm going to say you're coming off of like this point right here, you're hopping down, you're going to get right about there, maybe?
Sash is probably going to go like right there as soon
Okay.
as she hits the ground.
That's totally cool. Ireena is going to run up here by Hal to kind of be safe where she was told to be. Quill is going to maybe go over here in front of Hal with his bow and arrow out, ready to go.
I'm starting to close up a little bit, so somebody might need to play for me.
All right, Jack is going to go stand next to Hal till can come back and tell us what they want to do. Gunloda, she's going to put herself in the fight over here. Rain, where do you want Rain there, Roberta?
Where is he? I don't see him. Is this him? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's Quill. Oh, there he is. I would imagine that he's gonna be like here. And Storm is probably gonna send Storm up near me.
Okay. And then Esmeralda comes out. And she's on the scaffolding here as this is happening. And let me just double check. Where did I put Ismark? Where'd he go? Y'all see where I put Ismark? Oh, there he is. He's hiding from me. All right. So, but as Ismark begins to come out, lightning strikes again. And the werewolf at the base of the tower takes 8, 10, 19, 21 points of damage, and the tower begins to fall. That werewolf is dead, by the way.
That's good to know.
Ismark is still inside the building as the tower begins to fall. He takes 10, 20, 30, 40,
Jesus.
50, 60, 70,
He's dead.
Is this
Yeah,
the
no
werewolf?
shit. No, this is Ismark, our dude.
Oh, that's
He
not good.
he has just surpassed his hit points. Let's see if he goes beyond that. So that's 70.
That's a lot of hit points.
9,
Jesus.
17,
We can do one of these.
26, 27, 27, 29, 33. Yeah, I don't see how he doesn't. He's dead. Say goodbye to Ismark, folks.
No, yes, Mark.
He had 65 hit points. 24 D10s as the tower.
Is he actually dead or is he down?
He has taken more damage. He has taken double damage to his hit points.
Wait, what happened to him? Like,
Double damage means straight up dead.
And
Yeah,
then Esmeralda got clear of the tower, but she is still within 15 feet as it comes down, and she takes.
no, not Esmeralda.
Hold on, I gotta look this up. She only takes 8d10.
Jesus.
I would.
Don't worry, it's just only 8.
6, 12, 16, 21, 26, 36, 40, 44 points of damage to Esmeralda, which she can take.
Oh.
But Ismark.
We got to fight.
Hmm? So y'all can say goodbye to Ismark.
Unless we have a necromancer.
R.I.P.
Unless you have, well,
F in the chat.
Damn it.
I think that's our first fatality, though.
It is, yeah, but yeah, that's a
It's
hard
just
blow.
an NPC too. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I volunteered him to go last.
I appreciate that.
He's
Y'all-
not really just an NPC, though. I mean,
No,
he is.
he was
but he's
Okay,
not-
but I
Oh,
was
blow.
down there to catch. Does he not get advantage?
He was in the building still. He was the last one to leave. This is all kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
So
thought he
so
had
basically
jumped
the
to it
basically the way I set this up was the last two people out. One was going to be in the building. One was going to be within 15 feet of the building. The rest of you got clear.
then. Sounds like the DM was trying to kill one of us, and we just went.
I proposed characters that were not player characters, but you could have overruled me,
You still killed one of us.
and I'll do it again.
Now that works.
I did
All
not.
right.
There was a shot he could have survived that.
There was a shot.
But when the book says 24 D10s, come on, I want to roll that.
Man, I'm just amazed that you had 24 D10s to roll.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That Joe?
I just assumed he used the app.
All right.
Oh gosh, no. I wanted to
No,
do
no.
the math.
You are weird.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right.
y'all are on the ground.
Damn it.
Ireena is screaming over and over again, Ismark, Ismark, Ismark. As the tower has collapsed and she doesn't see him anywhere. Tears are beginning to form on her face. She's just almost hysterical because she's lost her brother. The werewolves begin to position themselves. Oh, well, actually, hold on a minute. That's the wrong. Oh, I didn't mean to move that back on the map layer. That doesn't need to move. This werewolf is dead too, so I got to take him off the board. All right. So you have 6 remaining werewolves, including Kirill. You guys are down on the ground.
Out of magic zone.
All but Esmeralda, but who just took a big boatload of damage. She had 82 hit points. She's down to 38. But
Jeez, I can heal her, I guess.
but now that we are in initiative order, now that we're
yeah.
officially on the ground and in initiative order, she's first in initiative.
Okay.
So, and she is, what is her, let me just take a quick looky-loo on her.
And just for reference, her I've been damaged hit points are better than my hit points. Full health. Yeah. So, sorcerer.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So let's see here. 10. Yeah, she can get over here to this werewolf right here. Let's see, what is his distinction? What is his designation? It's B. Okay, so she can get over to B. She gets a multi-attack. She's going to use her silvered short sword, and she's going to attack this dude twice. First one is not good. It is 3 plus 7 is 10, and his armor class is better than that, I believe. Just going to double check. Not much, but yeah, it doesn't quite hit, but that's okay. She gets a she actually gets to do 3 attacks. That one hits for sure. So 1d6 plus 4. So that's 8 points of damage to Werewolf B. And then she's going to do one more attack against him. That hits. It's a 17 plus. So that's 5 points of damage on the werewolf. Okay. Ismark is dead. The wolves are dead. Ireena is emotionally distraught, but let's see what she's got. She is outside of the range. And she's going to fire a guiding bolt at that same dude. Okay, I guess I need to... I have to use her spell casting, I guess. I'm looking for her spell attack. Sorry.
It's all good.
I don't know why it just didn't do the spell and do it for me. Does he have to do a save, or does it just a spell attack?
Or
Range spell attack. It doesn't tell me what her... I guess it just needs to hit. She just rolls and...
Yep.
Rolls plus her wisdom.
If that's the... Yep.
Yeah, okay, so that's 13. And that would hit him, so... 13, so it's 4... What does it say? 46?
That'll do.
46 radiant damage. So that's 13 points to that dude.
Wasn't 4 6s, damn it.
So let me find B here. Do y'all see that in the chat, or do I just see it in the chat? Okay. It may have just been to me. Okay. So, yeah. So that's Ireena's turn, and then it is Shoshana's turn.
Okay. So Shauna was gonna throw a spell and decided she changed her mind. So she's going after this guy. So she's going to run up to him. And that is a... Dang it. Sorry. I was getting everything else together. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Who are you hitting, though?
The werewolf that's right in front of me.
Okay, that's werewolf A. Okay, thank you. Sorry. And
12
that's
damage?
what was the damage? I'm sorry.
12.
12 damage. Yeah, that does damage to him. Yes.
I'll hit him again.
Okay, hit him again. What are you hitting him
That's
with?
a nat 20.
Nice.
Well,
you were
then-
talking about beheadings earlier.
Yes, I was. That's 15.
15 points.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely does some damage to him. He's looking kind of rough. Poor fella.
He's looking rough. He took an extra 15 and he's still just looking rough.
Guys, he's a werewolf and he's looking rough.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh. That's oh god.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Oh, it was great. Leave me alone.
All
I
right,
got
so who's next? It's the Fey Opossum. Does he want to do anything?
Does Paul Hamilton wish to do anything?
Like, flee
What
the-
are Paul Hamilton's stats? Like, what can he do?
I honestly, I don't know why I have him in the order here. He should probably just go when you go. But if you want to do something with him,
I mean, he could like bite someone. I don't know if it will affect them though, because they're werewolves.
yeah, I assume he's actually. I still have him in the building. I'm going to move him out of the building over here next to the crew
no, he's not dead.
because he would have.
Well,
he would
can,
not.
He can basically freeze something.
Yeah. Oh,
A
yeah.
large or smaller creature, yeah. And they have to make a saving throw.
Okay. Which person is closest to whom?
I moved him over by Rain and those guys because I assume that's where he would have ended
How
up.
So
dare
there's this,
you? Yes.
there's
he's-
this one on the north side that he could try.
Wait, which one? Can you click on him?
This guy. Although it's not flashing anything, so I don't know what to tell you.
Hit with it. Okay, so north. Which direction?
So the stairs
Okay,
are to the
okay.
south.
So this
and-
dude?
Yep.
Okay.
Which dude are we talking about?
There's that one werewolf or wolf on the north side.
Right there.
Yep, that's the
Yep.
one.
All right. So what are we doing?
Paul Hamilton is going to attack him.
Okay.
The Fey Opossum can magically force a larger, smaller creature it can see within 60 feet to make a Constitution saving throw against its spell save DC 12.
All right.
Yep.
Natural 1 for that guy.
Okay, then the creature is encased in a field of magical energy until the end of the opossum's next turn, or until the creature takes damage. While encased in this way, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you,
Oh.
Paul Hamilton.
Yeah, Paul's useful.
So we'll put a little snail on him there to remind us.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
is awesome. Well, that guy is just not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So Hal, it's your turn.
It is Hal's turn. So these guys aren't dropping like flies, are they?
No.
Okay. And they're kind of spaced out. Well, since that one dude is just hanging there because Paul Hamilton has just kind of just nailed him to the cross there. That was the wrong phrase. So we're going to go with the Chaos Bolt. And that's going to be an 18 plus 8 is 26.
Who are you hitting? I'm sorry.
The one on the north side there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
D.
Paul has.
That would hit. Yes.
Yeah, I was hoping that would hit. So it's 2. Let's see here. What do we do? 2d8. Come here, d8. Plus 2d6. Oh, right. And this is fun. We did this again. So this is going to be number 7, psychic damage. That's weird, but fair. And I rolled doubles, 2 7s on the d8s. So the damage on that guy is going to be 14, 17.
14 plus 17?
No, just 17 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And then because I rolled doubles, it can jump to something else within 30 feet, but there's nothing within 30 feet. So that's just going to be it.
Okay.
17 points of psychic damage.
Got it.
Yep.
All right.
They had been more tightly bunched.
If only they had.
That was where I was going with the first thing I was going to do was cast a spell, but it wouldn't have. The spell I was going to cast.
Well, and it's only if you roll doubles, so.
So it's Kirill's turn, and he's going to run 10, 20, 25 feet up here to Esmeralda, and he is going to do a multi-attack. He is going to attack with his claws first, and that's going to miss her, unfortunately.
Huh. But
then he's going to bite her, which also misses.
Yeah.
Damn it. Hold on, let me make sure he only gets the 2. Yeah, 2 attacks. And he's not backing up. He's holding his ground. So then it is Iggy's turn, who's hovering back up over here. What are you doing, Iggy?
I think I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on someone.
Okay.
Because I love that spell. And I think I broke the page. But give me a second.
It's okay. We got all night. We're like an hour ahead of you.
Yes, you are. Because you're weird.
That's not the reason why, but sure. There are other reasons why I'm
weird. What do you
weird.
need to know about Moonbeam?
Oh, hold on. I just need to pull it up. Oh, gosh. I really did break the page. Okay.
Right, just tell me, because I've got it pulled up, so just let me know.
Okay.
Read that card.
That was actually the one I was going to cast, so.
Moonbeam?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It really is.
And wolves love moonbeams.
Oh,
shit.
Well, ghostly flames aren't so loving.
No, they're not. Keep going.
Yeah.
So, what are the,
when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, it is engulfed by flames and takes damage. It has to make a Constitution saving throw, so nothing really happens at this point. A shape changer makes its shaving throw. That's funny. Makes its saving throw with disadvantage. So when it comes around to, so you just need to pick a werewolf that it's targeted on, Wendy, and then next time, that's when it fires off.
Okay, I think it's one that's over by the person whose name I can't remember. But I think that's not. Okay. Wolf to the west-ish.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
So
what's the range on that?
Let me go back to that.
No, I mean, how much of the... So if the wolf's in the space, what's the space?
It's a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
And it's a 40-foot high cylinder.
I'm just trying to figure out if Shoshana would be in the radius, was my point.
Nope.
Okay,
also,
thank you.
I'm casting this as a 3rd level spell because it's more damage.
That's fine.
Of course.
It's like twice as much damage.
Point of order, had you taken the one by the wagon, you would have caught the wagon into the moonbeam. Just saying.
Well done.
But you didn't choose that, which is why I'm telling you that. Okay, so he has to do something now, or you wait till his next turn?
Till his turn.
Okay, so
it's
please...
ghostly flames with searing pain. It's not like...
Okay, so that's just... I'm gonna mark him as being in that... Actually, I think I'm going to do it this way.
Yep.
Hold on a minute. Let me move that out of the way.
And he'll have disadvantage because he's a shapeshifter.
Right.
So that's the guy that's in front of Esmeralda?
Correct.
Okay. So this one.
Yep. No.
I thought it was this guy.
So that's
Iggy. I'm just gonna put a square around him to remind me.
Is that? Yeah,
That's the one
right
in front of me.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So she's got your back.
Yeah. So I've just put him that square there to remind me.
Wendy, does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Okay.
That is
Where is-
saving it.
And that's all you're doing?
I think that's what you can. Yeah.
All right. So now it's Jack's turn.
Where is our baddie?
I'm sorry.
Where is Kirill?
He went up by Esmeralda and tried to attack her.
Well, I know, but is that
He's right there.
this guy?
He's right behind. He's right
Okay,
behind.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He's not. I see his name. You guys probably don't see his name.
Nope. I
Nope.
have no idea. There's just these wolfy dudes.
Understood.
So many wolfies.
Yep.
And Shane is not here.
So somebody, you wanna? Let me pull up Jack and just see because Jack would.
Okay, Shane. Wanted us to pause for a second. I think.
You know what? Oh, she's back.
Ah,
I'll let her decide.
I'm
which.
playing me.
Good, because I was about to say hideous laughter.
I mean, I would have before. Is this person with the curly hair and orange Esmeralda?
Yes.
Who is under attack by Kirill?
Correct. So you're jumping in front of her between two werewolves.
Jump right in front of her. Which one is Carol? Left or right?
To your
To your right.
My right? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and do a melee attack against Carol aimed directly at his neck.
Okay. I'm showing a 5. What do you got?
Technically, that's a nat 1 because I have +4.
Okay. Well,
Ooh.
you
That's
missed
why
him.
it's a red 5.
You missed him.
Shocker.
Whoa, Wendy! Attacks on me! Okay, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Esmeralda.
Okay.
Rolls now one.
What does that? What does
that's
that
a good
do?
thing.
I know what it does. How much does she heal? Oh. Six and 4? Or just 6?
It's just 6. I didn't realize that it was.
Okay.
It's just the way the buttons are. It's 6. That's the first
That's fine.
one.
It gets her over halfway. You're good. Thank you. She's appreciative.
I'm helpful.
Okay, Rain is up with Quill on deck.
Rain is going to see if he can find a 5-pound piece of brick, which I would imagine is laying here in the
I would say it's more stone, but I'll allow it.
whatever. He's looking for something that's about 5 pounds. And he's going
Unfortunately,
to-
everything in Barovia is metric.
he is going to cast catapult and throw it directly at Kirill.
Okay. So it's considered magical damage.
It is
It's a magical attack because he's using a spell.
yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's a dex save.
Okay.
Oh wait. Yeah. Yeah. Dex save.
He rolled a 9.
I can't find it. He fails.
I figured that was a fail. That's
a
fair.
fine.
No, totally fair. Totally fair.
18 damage.
18 damage. Nice.
That's a brick.
Yeah.
It's a magic brick.
It's a
Yeah.
brick
It's an artificer brick.
House.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's mighty mighty.
Yeah, and so is Kirill's because he's fine.
What is? Does he have two? Does he have two attacks? Oh yeah, he does.
Okay.
So he's gonna do the same thing. Where's his spell? I can't find his spell thing. Oh, there it is. That is a 13.
13. That hits.
Okay. Actually, it was a dex save.
So he has to do another deck save?
Yeah.
20. Not natural.
Yeah, that he doesn't get the second one.
Okay. And that's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Up next is Quill with the werewolves on deck.
Okay. I'm still learning
Quill.
Yeah. So for a ranged attack, the modifier is Dex. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So Quill is going to just sort of, as he's going to move just, to that next square, and he's doing that, he's going to scoop up 3 pebbles and do his cantrip of Magic Stone, because clearly the last thing he hit them with, which was his
Arrows.
bow, didn't help at all.
Correct.
So he's going to pick up Magic Stone and then throw 2 of them,
Okay.
because he has 2 attacks. And so that's going to be a 23 and an 18 to hit.
They both would hit. I just need to know whom.
Kirill.
Oh, okay.
Well,
What's the
seems to be
range? What's
our-
the range on that, by the way?
Ooh, he's got up to 60 feet.
Oh, he's fine. Yep, we're good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's,
Yep,
he's
so
well within
Kirill-
range on that.
Yeah, so Kirill takes both of those hits.
Yeah, and then that's 1d6 plus 2. So let me grab these 2 guys. So that is 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 whole points of damage.
Nice.
Well, the arrows do jack, so you gotta do what you can.
That's
right?
fair. So it is now the werewolf's turn.
Oh man.
And those motherfuckers.
So this first werewolf starts his turn in the world of Ignatius
Flames and
moonbeams. So
pain.
what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Jeez, chill.
So it makes a Constitution saving throw. It takes
Nat 20.
So damn it.
Fuck.
Or it takes half as much if it's a successful save. So
Okay, sure.
that is 2d. So that's 3d10 damage.
Wait, I have to roll 3d10s?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
16. So half
so-
damage.
8 points
8.
of damage.
8 points of damage.
Doesn't suck.
No, because
Oh.
that particular werewolf is beginning to look a little rough.
Only a little rough?
I know, it's horrible.
Woof.
I mean,
I was
Adventure
about
was
to say
looking
that's what a
hard.
puppy says.
Little. Exactly.
He is in hybrid form. He's going to make a multi-attack, and he's going to attack Shoshana. So he is going to attack first with his claws. 18 plus 4. 22 to hit.
It's
It hits?
yeah.
So that's 1d8 plus 2. No. 2d4 plus 2. My bad. 2d4 plus 2. So that's 3, 4. So that's 6 points of damage for that first attack. Then he gets one more attack. That's going to miss you because it's a 6.
Yeah.
So 10, I would imagine, misses you. So that was his turn. So then we move on to werewolf B, which is lost. There's E. I hate it when that happens. There he is. B. And he is going to he's going to attack Esmeralda. 2 attacks on Esmeralda because, you know, at the end of the day, that's really who they want. So even though Jack's there, 2 attacks on Esmeralda. 18 plus, that would hit, and the other one does not. So that's the same there. And so she takes 4, 7, 8 points of damage. I take that. So she basically gives back what you gave her. Okay. And so that's that werewolf's turn. And then we move on to werewolf C, who is dead. Werewolf D, which has got to be this dude right here that... no, he's up here, actually. Okay, so I guess that's F. Is there an F? There is.
Yeah, there's enough.
I just got to let me put this letter in there. It's just going to drive me crazy if I don't. This is just for me, so I know who's doing what. Okay, so this D guy, he's the one that's frozen, so he can't do anything till Paul Hamilton's next turn, right?
Correct.
Okay, so then we move on to letter E, who is over here. And he is going to go his speed, which is 30 feet. So that's 10, 20, 30. So he's up here by his buddy that can't move. That's all he can do because he's nowhere near. And then this F dude is right here. And he's going to go 10, 20, 30 to get in the fight, but that's as far as he can go. It's Gunloada's turn.
I had a plan. 1 second. I realized I was on mute. I think I want to cast Divine Favor first. Wait, where am I? Where's Gunloada? I don't remember her icon. Hello?
Either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's...
What's your question? I'm sorry.
Where's Gunloada?
Gunloada's icon.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's right here.
Ah.
Where would you like for her to be?
Nothing happened, so I have no idea where she is.
I'll move Quill off of... She's down there. Oh, by... Yeah.
All right, I see her now. I want her to move. I want her to move down to the werewolf straight down because I can't move her.
Oh, sure. Straight down right there. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm gonna cast Divine Favor.
Okay. You're muted, so we can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because I can't.
Understood. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you
Okay.
knew that. I wasn't being snarky. I was just trying to
No,
help.
no, no, you're fine. Here, I'm gonna hold on. Okay, I'm gonna unmute myself for just a minute, so you'll hear customers. Okay. I'm gonna cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
All right.
And then I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna do a melee attack
Okay.
with my battle axe, which I can't do because I don't have access to her rolls.
So, what do you want to do then?
That's going to give.
I wanna.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll it for you. Oh wait, somebody just did. All right, yeah. So that hits.
Ooh, 23
On that one werewolf.
on that one werewolf.
23.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he's dead.
Oh well. Okay.
Which one's dead?
Everybody's going to take 2.
That
The one
one.
right in front of Gunloader.
Yes. Woo.
Glad Gunloader can do things and I can't. All right.
Yeah.
Is that her move? Okay. Top of the round.
Good Mark.
Esmeralda is up. And she's going to attack Kirill. Because, of course, she is, right? And I need to look at her stats. She's going to take her silver sword, and she's just going to just let him have it. 1 hits, 1 misses. The 18 does hit, and it's the silver short sword. Oh, yeah, only 1 hits. That's 1d6 plus 4. That's 6 points of damage to him. Oh, she gets a multi-attack. So she gets 3 attacks. Okay. So that's 6 points, and then she's going to do it again. A lot of spinning. It better be a high number because it's getting kind of annoying. Oh, it's a 2. That's a low number. And, ooh, third strike is a 20. So we're going to roll double damage. 5 plus 3 plus 4 is 12. Right? Did I do that right?
Sounds good.
Okay. So that's her turn. Now, in what would have been Ismark's turn, because he's dead, you see flying in over the water this black mist that lands on the ground on the north side of the tower. And you see this raven-haired form begin to appear. And he looks at Ireena and he says, "It's time for you to join me." And that's his turn. We move on. And it's Ireena's turn. Ireena turns towards Strahd and begins to move toward him. At her full speed. 10, 25. She's at Strahd. That is her move. Sashana, you are up.
Okay. So I'm going to hit the werewolf that is in front of me.
Okay. That is still in the lightning, by the way. He never did move out.
15.
15 hits.
And that is 25 damage.
25 damage.
Yes.
He is dead.
Okay.
Do you have another attack?
I do. And I had it planned out. And then Strahd showed up.
Now you guys know what I do when I drive from Charlotte to Atlanta. I think of stuff.
I'm going to cast Command.
The next time you do that, you should stop by, have some beers, so you don't think of stuff.
I you know what? Had it been any other week, I would have done that. I didn't get to Spartanburg till Sunday night. Yeah.
I'm going to cast Command
Uh-huh.
on Ireena and tell her to flee.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Well, I assume that Strahd told her to come toward him.
Yes, but she's charmed. So I'm not really sure how command would work in that regards. So let me think through that just a moment. What's the DC? Well, first of all, what's the DC save on command?
It's a wisdom.
It's a wisdom save. So let's start there because she failed miserably on the charm roll.
Okay.
So let me just see how she does on the command roll. Let me get back over to her stats because there wasn't a guarantee that she was going to be charmed.
Right.
So she rolled a 10 wisdom save.
Yeah.
13.
She fails.
She fails.
So even if she is charmed, she still has to.
Okay, so you've told her to flee.
Yes.
Okay, so you've told her to flee. So she won't be able to flee until it's her move again.
Okay.
Because she's already had her move and she's used all of her movement. So now we will stipulate that, because it says here, each time a companion do anything harmful to the target, it can repeat the save. Well, first of all, it's got to repeat the saving throw to see if it. So okay, let me read this. So it must repeat the saving throw if you've done something to it, which you just did, and she failed with a 13. She failed the saving throw for. So I can either let the 13 stand or I can roll two saving throws again. Does that make sense? What I'm reading here, it says each time you do something, she has to make the saving throw, and then I would think she would have to make your saving throw again. Does that make sense?
I think so.
I'm asking because I'm trying to interpret this because I've never had command and charmed in the same situation. But what it says here, each time Strahd or his companions do anything harmful to the target, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself on a success. So I would think if you've tried to command her, which is in a way attacking her.
But I'm not really attacking her.
Okay, well then in that case, then we gotta wait. Then if she failed that, she's also under the charmed. So when her turn comes around, she's gonna have to do the charmed again. This is the way I'm gonna rule it. When her turn comes around, she will have to make the saving throw. If she makes the saving throw and succeeds, then your command can take effect. If the charm holds, then maybe she won't be. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know to. It's logic, folks.
It was the best I could do.
I know. It's the right move. Just don't let me forget when we get around to her that we got to do that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
That's the end of my round.
No, that's great. That's good. That's logic. It hurts the brain.
Which really sucks because I was going to cast Moonbeam on what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Hal, you're up
All right.
with
Fuck shit up,
Caroline.
Hal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. We'll see what we can do.
Were you doing Grog from the first campaign? I guess not.
Well, stop that. All right. Let's see. So I'm seeing her walk toward Strahd.
Oh, she's by him. There's no walk. I mean,
Right. No. Wait.
Yeah.
I watched her walk toward him.
yes,
Right?
you did. I assume you did.
I feel like that, yeah, and it's, and can I tell that so Shauna has been, or is it just like I just basically see her keep walking towards him, and she's standing there now, or is there?
I screamed. I yelled at her to flee.
Okay, and she's kind of paralyzed there now. Okay, so
whether you know what I did or not, I told her to flee.
All right.
Hey guys, so I'm closing up, so I'm just gonna have to go ahead and jump off.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good to see you again.
See ya.
Bye.
So.
I mean, we can pause it here and pick the battle up at this point next go round, but it's up to y'all.
I mean, at this point, there's just the three of us kind of running it, so
that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it might be good to pause and then see if we can get everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
No, it's totally cool. So let's see where we are in the pecking order right now. It's Hal's turn. So we're gonna start with you when we come back. I'm gonna hit the save encounter button.
Okay.
And I think.
How does that sound to you, Roberta? Does that work?
Okay.
So let me say.
Now we're running like the rest of the party.
Yeah.
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 You've only lost one.
I know, but I also just don't want to keep like telling everybody what they're going to do when they're not here.
No, it's totally fair. Okay, so we're gonna pause it here. I'm probably gonna take some screenshots just to be safe. But yeah. So let's. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll plan on getting back together in a few weeks. Like I said, I'll send a note out to everybody to see if we're cool to start the week after the second week in October. That way we only miss one extra week, and then we get on that alternate schedule, which I think will work better for the holidays anyway, because it'll put us on the off weeks for the big family kind of stuff anyway.
Awesome, yeah.
So that's probably the smarter move anyway. Otherwise, we're going to be right on top of Christmas and Thanksgiving. So let's just plan on that. And then that also leaves me open to do a New Year's Eve one shot if I want to.
Woohoo!
I've already been asked to do a Halloween one shot at the store.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're kind of working on that. I got a few things going on. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording right about now. And we'll see you guys next time.